very good morning. Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Locke, with an E. Ladies and gentlemen, stop in the name of gloves. If in the next 20 minutes I could prove to you that it's possible to improve the quality of your sleep for the rest of your lives, is that something you could stick around for just, give us 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Of course, you're welcome to stay after that. We are here live until 3 a.m. I promise you, from my own experience, my own opinions, the fact that I own all of these products and use them every single night, the quality of my sleep has dramatically improved. I sleep well every night. I wake up rested every morning, or at least with the weird hours that I work, whenever it is that I'm supposed to wake up. All of the luxury bedding that we have tonight is our premier range. It all contains the highest quality mulberry silk, that is the highest quality silk, full stop, period, the end, that money can buy. And the great thing about silk is it has natural temperature regulation, so it keeps you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. If there are 2 or more of you in a bed, wherever you are lying under a mulberry silk duvet, you are going to be the ideal temperature. You never overheat. Even in the dead of winter or the height of summer, this duvet is for you. One duvet for the whole year round. Not only that, it comes with a 10-year guarantee. What bedding do you know of or have heard of ever that has any guarantee? This is a 10-year guarantee, so you know it's the last duvet or pillow. We've got pillows and pillowcases and mattresses that you'll ever need to buy for at least a decade. Anecdotally, people who have mulberry silk duvets have owned them, some for 20, even 30 or more years. That's how good they are. Not only that, silk wicks away up to 30% of its weight in water or moisture. So it's going to keep you dry on those sweaty nights. That's the other thing. But the other amazing thing about this duvet is that it is wrapped in long fibre Egyptian cotton, which is ultra luxurious as well. It is the last duvet you'll probably ever need to buy. It has that 10-year guarantee, and it also has an absolute satisfaction guarantee. And that is that if you're not completely happy, you will get every single penny that you have paid from the supply directly back into your bank account or back onto your card, no questions asked. So we're not even asking you to buy the duvet or the bedding, or whether it's the mattress or the pillow or the duvet tonight. We're just asking you to try them. It is transformative, I swear to you. I can't say this is absolutely the best duvet or absolutely the best pillow or absolutely the best mattress that money can buy. But in my experience, they blooming well are. And if you want to, honestly, if you want to sleep better, and this is the answer, I think, because what you sleep under and what you sleep on make an enormous, enormous difference to your sleep. If you're waking up in the night because the duvet's coming on and off because you're too hot, and then you get too cold, and that wakes you up. It breaks the cycle of your sleep. It stops you from getting that deep, recuperative, restorative, restful sleep, which can interrupt your whole day. It can interrupt your whole life. For crying out loud, you spend a third of your life in bed. Make sure that when you spend that time, you do it wisely, and you do it for the purpose that it's designed, and that is to make you feel refreshed and reinvigorated when you wake up. Now, here is the man from the official supplier of mulberry silk, from the official mulberry silk company here in the UK. It is the one and only, the man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him a big one anyway because he's amazing. It is Ray Kennedy.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, Ray.
How you doing? Morning.
Very good. Listen, I like to do that little summary for people because I want everyone to stay put. Why would you say, why if people are thinking of grabbing the remote right now, why would you say stop immediately and keep watching?
Well, the short answer to that is hopefully we can make the next couple of hours interesting for the viewer. What I can assure the viewer of, the product, all of the products we have an offer tonight, or this morning, I beg your pardon. All of the products we have an offer are of the highest quality you could possibly imagine. They're sold with a 10-year warranty, an unconditional, no arguing, money-back guarantee. They're machine washable, and here's the incredible thing, Rob. This is incredible, it really is. You are offering these products, these high-quality products, at a price this morning which is slightly less than we were charging for them 23 years ago when we first launched them in the United Kingdom on television.
Yeah.
The buyers here have done an amazing job. They've given the viewers a chance to get top quality at an affordable price. So,
Yeah. Well, should we look at those? Let's look at those prices, shall we? Because they are staggeringly good. So and by the way, we have single, double king and super king. They're all standard UK sizes. So we'll talk about if you want to put duvet covers and things like that on them later, although you don't need to. They look absolutely stunning on their own if white is the aesthetic of your room. The usual price for the single is £169. Our price is £139. Double is £239. We've got it for £179. King is £259, we've got it for £199, and the Super King is £279, we've got it for £219. Now here's the thing, yes, they are slightly more expensive than a regular duvet, but how many times have you had to replace your duvets in the past, and will you have to in the future? This is potentially a duvet for life, and no other duvet on the planet that we're aware of, unless it's exactly the same construction, and there aren't many that are, and if they are, they're a lot more expensive. Unless it's 100% pure mulberry silk covered by 100% pure long fibre Egyptian cotton, nothing has got the properties and qualities of these duvets. We are in very, I think, I can't quite hear my producer, but I think she said, so King and Super King are very vulnerable. We don't have a lot of stock of those. They are likely to sell out. So if July is the next time the next stock arrives. So if you want the King and the Super King, get them now, check out immediately, or you will miss out. £4.95 P&P, that is capped postage and packing. So in other words, you could put 55 items. So get 2 pillows, get 4 pillows. Deck out your whole room if you want to. And by the way, because you can use PayPal Pay in 3, anything from £30 to £2,000. So you can literally fill up your basket with everything you need to do all of the rooms in your home, or maybe buy for loved ones and friends and family as well. Maybe as gifts, if it's a wedding gift or something like that, or a birthday gift or such. And then you can check them out on that one PayPal approval. All you have to do is select that as the option for checkout. It'll take you through to the PayPal website. You sign into your account, you answer a few questions, and boom, Bob's your uncle. Shall we start? And by the way, you mentioned something very important. I do apologise. In my summary, I was trying to mention everything, and I totally forgot. These duvets are machine washable. They are machine wash. You can wash them as often as you wash your duvet covers.
The duvets we have in my bed at home, Rob, 29 years old, nearly 30 years old.
Amazing.
Actually.
Yeah.
And my wife washes them on average 3 times a year. You wash them a cold wash, 30 degrees. They'll fit in any standard UK machine. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs just under 3 kilos. So they'll fit in any standard UK machine.
Yeah.
Wash them a cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry. They dry very quickly because silk does dry quickly.
I've got mine on a clothes horse.
Correct.
About 45 minutes.
If you're lucky enough to have a garden, once or twice a year, as long as it's sunny in the sunshine, drop them over the washing line in a garden, and the UV rays of the sun totally purify and cleanse them.
Yeah.
So you never have to pay to have these dry cleaned.
Right.
They're really a
Which
top
can cost
quality.
a lot of money.
You know, when people see a silk duvet for the first time, Rob, as you know from previous shows we have done, we exhibit at every major exhibition in the United Kingdom. We have done for the last 65 years. And for 36 of those years, we've sold silk products.
Yes.
For instance, the BBC Gardeners World Show was finished tonight.
Yes, yes.
In Birmingham. Next week we are at the Royal Highland Show in Edinburgh. That's a home show for us. Wherever we are selling silk products. And when people come up to one of our stands, they touch the silk like this, and they all say the same thing. They say, you know, this is very thin. Will it keep me warm in the winter?
You bet it will.
And before I can answer, they then say, what TOG rating is it?
Right.
Now, the answer to both of those questions is quite simple. There is no official TOG rating with silk. The reason being, silk is a low conductor of heat. It retains heat in a different fashion to, say, duck, goose feather, or man-made fibers such as polyester. There is no official TOG rating. That's the thing with it. Keeps you warm in the winter, really warm, you know, and it keeps you cool in the summer. And everybody knows that about silk. The beautiful thing about it is it's not heavy, it's not puffy. Don't confuse bulk or puffiness with warmth.
Right.
With silk, you simply don't need the bulk. It's a cocoon fiber designed by Mother Nature, not by man,
No.
by Mother Nature, to protect anything that sleeps within it or under it. So when you sleep in a bed with a silk duvet on top of you, it gently folds itself around you and it stays there. It doesn't walk away in the middle of the night. You don't waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Rob, one leg dangling out the bed, backside sticking out the duvet, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, duvet on. You don't get covered in sweat. Silk, please check this if you're a viewer, for your own peace of mind. Check this on a computer. Silk wicks away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. Now we are using AAA grade mulberry silk. That's the highest grade silk you can get. Please check that on a computer. You'll find that this product is something unique, something different. It's an investment. When you buy one of these, it's going to last you, in our estimation, the best part of your adult life.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to replace it in 6 or 7 or 8 years' time.
No, no.
It's a quality product.
You buy this for your kids now, and they'll be adults and still sleeping.
Yeah.
And in fact, they'll be middle-aged by the time they even have to think about changing their duvet, probably. By the way, just very quickly, we will come back to this in more detail. It's also the only duvet, or these are the only bedding products that we know of anyway, that carry the coveted Allergy UK certificate, seal of approval basically, against live dust mites. So dust mites just don't like living in silk. So we'll cover that in a moment, but essentially if you have any kind of feather product or any kind of man-made or artificial fibre in your duvets or pillows, they are going to have millions of dust mites in them.
Yeah.
Now the dust mites are not dangerous to you, but their droppings, their poo, is an allergen for a lot of people. They will not live in silk.
Well, when incidentally, when you say dust mites won't live in silk, that's not you saying that. That's
Right.
not me saying it.
No, no.
It's the Allergy Board.
Yes, yes.
The official Allergy Board for the United Kingdom. Now, they're based in Warwick University, and I say this as a compliment, not as a criticism. They are very difficult people to satisfy. So much so, we are, to the best of my knowledge, and I checked it today and I'm sure I'm correct, we are the only company presently retailing silk duvets in the United Kingdom that have that coveted certificate. And you'll notice it's issued for 1 year at a time. Now that's very clever. They do that for a reason. Very often you go into a place of business, there's certificates in the wall, they've been there for 30 or 40 years. They're brown with age. Now that cannot happen with us. They check on us all the time. They just walk in off the street and they check on us. Issue that certificate 1 year at a time. And if our products don't meet their demanding standards, they remove that certificate overnight. And interestingly enough, we have that certificate, it tells you on it. We have it for Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, all of the EU countries, Ireland. I think it's about 35 countries we have it for. And the reason I mention that, very often what satisfies the authorities in Canada will not satisfy the authorities in Australia.
Yeah.
But on this occasion, the quality of the product is so high, the manufacturing process is so precise and so perfect, they can find no fault. This is an incredibly high quality product. It's not an ordinary duvet, it's an extraordinary duvet, sold with a 10-year guarantee and no quibble, money-back guarantee, and you can buy it with total and complete confidence at a price that is well, nobody can match it for quality,
you know,
price-wise.
Even if you just take the 10, all right, what have we got? The King, £199. So even if you just talk about the, you know, the 10-year guarantee,
Yeah.
let's say after 10 years it's going to disintegrate, which of course it's not. That's still, it's 19 quid a year or 20 quid a year. You know, it's nothing, it's negligible.
Less than 50 pence a week.
Less than 50, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
Wonderful.
So listen, by the way, I just had an email from a viewer. Melanie, hi Melanie, how are you? She got her Mulberry Silk duvet on Friday. Now I want to tell you something here, a few things, and we'll get into this. So again, yes, it does look very thin, and it does feel very light. And I remember, if we wind our minds back to the pandemic.
Right.
So we were working together on ITV, but at a different company. And all the hotels had closed, so all the presenters had to stay in literally little 8 foot by 6 foot by 7 foot porter cabins, boxes basically, jail cells as they felt like, in the car park. And it was very cold. There was one night we'd done a show together. I think it must have been the first show we'd done in a long time.
Yeah.
And everything you were saying, I'm like, you know, I wonder how true that really is, because I'm a sceptical so-and-so, I really am. I used to be cynical, and then I thought, what was the point? So Ray very kindly, well, I think I did buy it in the end, didn't I?
You paid for it, Rob.
I got a single duvet, and I took it to my little porter cabin, and it was -7 degrees. I'll never forget, -7. I didn't turn the heating on inside the porter cabin because it was rudimentary at best anyway. And I got into bed, and I covered myself up with my single Mulberry silk duvet, and I waited. And very quickly warmed up, and it was nice and toasty, lovely, thank you very much. Even in -7, it got me to a temperature where I was very comfortable. And then I thought, it's going to get too hot. It's going to get too hot. And I'd wait. Yeah, any minute now, it's going to get too hot. It's got to get too hot, and it never did. It just never did. It never does. It can't. Because I don't know how it does it. I don't think anyone knows how it does it. But it builds. It's like a pressure cooker. If you imagine every other duvet, whether it's a feather type duvet or an artificial fibre, it's like a pressure cooker with a broken valve. The heat has nowhere to go. It just gets trapped. So you're stuck under it, and you start toasting in your own juices. So you take the duvet off to relieve yourself. With this, it sort of dissipates enough of the heat to keep the temperature just right for you. It's like a pressure cooker that's working properly with that release valve. And again, you don't sweat or you do sweat, but you don't feel it. You don't feel clammy because it all gets wicked away. I couldn't believe it. The fact that it actually worked. I mean, it really is that. It's the best duvet you can buy, I believe, hands down.
Well, Rob, interestingly enough, you mentioned the figure -7.
Yeah.
I should mention to any viewers watching, everything we are offering this morning is made by the official Mulberry Silk Company.
Yeah.
Now, their head office, they're a Canadian company. Their head office is in Vancouver, right? And they started 35, 36 years ago in a very small way, and now they export to countries all over the world. Now, I sell these when I go to Canada. I'm going there in 2 weeks' time. And when we, in the winter time in Canada, we go up to as far as Quebec, it can be -25, 26 degrees.
Yeah.
And we've been selling these duvets in Canada for 35, 36 years, and people sleep under them in these extreme temperatures.
Yeah.
People who climb mountains, what I call the big boys mountains, K2, Mount Everest, Mount Logan in Canada. I mean, Mount Everest, 29,000 feet up in the sky. It's very cold up there, Rob.
It is.
Right? Now, everything they wear is lined with silk.
Yeah.
Right? The tents are lined with silk. The sleeping bags were lined with silk.
Yeah.
Within the bedding industry, silk, pure silk, and this is pure. There are no inferior fibers mixed in with it. Pure AAA grade mulberry silk. Within the bedding industry, mulberry silk is known as the great insulator. You can buy this and sleep on it and under it with total confidence. You'll never be cold. And ridiculous as it may seem, in the summer, it reverses.
It does.
And it keeps you cool.
Who'd ever thought about putting on a duvet? If you're on a hot day and you're trying to sleep and you can't sleep properly, and you think, how am I going to cool myself down? I mean, you know, have I got an air conditioner or a fan? But putting a duvet on, you just think it's counterintuitive. But again, it manages that, regulates that temperature. Now, Ray, what I'd like to do, because I know we just saw an image of this little vanity window that's on every single one of the duvets. I want people to understand at home that if you had a trunk or what do you call it, a suitcase full of cash, and you went to China where silk is made, it's the only, as far as I know, the only place.
Well, they're the masters.
They're the masters.
90% of all the silk in the world comes from China.
So if you took a suitcase full of money and said, I want the very best money can buy, it's what's in here. There is no better. You've reached the pinnacle. You can't get there. You can't buy a higher quality duvet than this. It's just not possible, is it?
Well, the interesting thing about this particular duvet, you mentioned at the beginning of the show, the next time we're going to be here is July.
Yeah.
We get invited back all the time quickly, but we can only make so many simply because the quality of the silk we demand is in short supply.
Can you explain that?
And I'll explain why that is. How we get the silk is quite simple. We take the silkworm, we place it in a large metal tray, roughly the size of this bed. We place the tray containing the worm into a darkened room, and we feed the worm. We keep it there for 35, 36 days.
Yep.
And we feed the worm exclusively in mulberry leaves. Now, there's 3 different colors of mulberry leaves, red, black, and white. If you feed the worm in the red and black, you get incredibly high quality mulberry silk. If you feed the worm in the white mulberry leaf, you take a step up. And you get the highest grade silk that you could possibly get.
AAA grade, yeah.
Now, the problem is simple. The tree that provides the white mulberry leaf only grows in any commercial quantity in central and eastern China. And we constantly run out of AAA grade mulberry silk. And when we do, we stop manufacturing. We sit on our hands. And we wait until the next batch is provided by Mother Nature, and we then process it and come back with it. So what we're selling here is in very short supply. That's not me being pushy or trying to get extra sales. It's a simple fact of life. You're buying, well, something has been offered here for you to buy that is incredibly high quality.
Can I just say a fifth of the stock, 20% of the King has gone now. So if you want the kit, like I said, King size and Super King, they are very vulnerable. If you want them, as soon as you know that this is the duvet you want, check out quickly if you can.
What happens, Rob, when we, I should have mentioned, when we have the worm in the on the tray in a darkened room and we feed it, we keep it there for 35, 36 days. After 35, 36 days, it spits the cocoon off.
Yes.
We place that cocoon in tepid water. All the silk floats off in one piece, unbroken. Each strand of silk within this duvet, unbroken, is over 1 mile long, unbroken. So what they can do then, because it's in one long piece, they can stitch it by hand all the way around the perimeter of the duvet. Now, it can take 2 skilled operators a day to a day and a half to make one of these duvets. Once it's anchored around the edge, they can pull it towards themselves and they can put these box cassettes in by machine. That means 2 things, Rob. When you sleep under it, you get no cold spots at all. It gently folds itself around you and you're cocooned. You're protected from all this nasty under this beautiful duvet, no cold spots. And you'll find it doesn't walk away in the middle of the night. And when you wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees, as often as you want. You'll find when you wash it, because the silk is long fiber, because it's stitched and anchored, it cannot bunch up, it cannot move. And that's very important.
And so if you think about it, a mile, anything from between 1 and 2 miles, but say a mile, I mean, obviously this is not a mile long. So it has to be it has to be sort of
Yeah.
It's concertina the right? No, just sort of wrapped around essentially.
Yes, it's
Up to 15 miles in one duvet. 15 miles of silk in every duvet.
It's absolutely wonderful.
So,
and
yeah.
sorry, Rob.
No. Forget. I just had a thought. This brings me on to why we should talk about. If people Google mulberry silk duvets,
Yeah.
there are going to be loads of people out there offering mulberry silk duvets, and possibly people offering them at lower prices. But there are catches with those, aren't
Well,
there?
to give you an example, I often mention this when I'm doing a live show here in the United Kingdom. I'm not going to mention the name of the company because that would be unkind. But I can assure you what I'm going to tell you now is a fact. What certain people do with silk, that's why we have this window on our duvet so that people can check what we are selling.
Yeah.
This is made by the official Mulberry Silk Company. But what a lot of companies do, they get cotton, polyester, they polish it so it looks like silk. And what happens is you've then got a duvet that's filled with a small quantity of silk and a large quantity of inferior fibers. And they do this to get a higher profit. Now, to give you an example, before Christmas, my son Martin is with me here tonight. We were sitting having a chat with him. He went to a shopping centre where I live in Glasgow. There's only 2 major shopping centres.
Yes.
He went to one of them. There's a company within that shopping centre who are known nationwide, top quality company, top quality for their products, really well-known company. And Martin went in to buy his mother a dressing gown for Christmas. And when he was in there, he noticed that they were selling silk duvets. So he went up to have a look at them and he read the label. I always stress to people, read the label.
Read the label, yeah.
Especially the small print. Now, for a king-sized, a king-sized duvet, mulberry silk, that a ticket on silk, mulberry, for a king-sized duvet, how much do you think they were charging, Rob?
I mean, I would imagine
Have a guess.
several £100s.
Come on,
400?
come on.
More?
Yeah,
500.
nearly £512. Now, here's the, this is fact, here's the interesting thing, Rob. When Martin read the label,
Yeah.
there was only, you won't believe this,
Go on.
there was only, and neither were the viewers, but I can assure you it's a fact, there was only 12% silk in it. That's why that little window is on our duvets.
This is 100. There are only two materials: 100% full long length fibre.
Yeah.
AAA grade, best of the best silk in the world.
Incidentally,
and cotton as well.
Well, you took
Egyptian
the words,
cotton.
you
Yeah.
took the words
but
out
even
of my
that's
mouth.
special.
With the cotton, some people know this, some people don't. Not all cotton is the same. You get short fibre cotton and long fibre cotton. Now, to explain how that happens, if you pick cotton using a mechanical device or a machine, cotton becomes stressed and it breaks, and you get short fibre cotton. If you pick cotton by hand, which is a much more gentle process, the cotton says thank you, and you get long fibre cotton.
Yeah.
And that's what we're using in this duvet.
Yep.
Now, long fibre cotton, check this on a computer. Please do. Check it on a computer for your own peace of mind. Google, Wikipedia, something like that. Long fibre cotton is softer, more luxurious, lasts longer, stronger, ironically, than short fibre cotton, and just feels better. And it can be woven in a slightly different fashion, so it gives a more luxurious feel. There's only 2 parts to this duvet: the top cover and the filling within the top cover. And both of those parts are the highest quality known to man. The best cotton, the best silk, given to a company with a stellar reputation for quality, so it's not surprising that they've manufactured a product like this with a 10-year warranty and a money-back guarantee.
I suppose if I was being pedantic, I could say the only other thing that it's got in it is some metal from the zip. And the cotton, but of course the cotton, even doing the stitching, is highest quality.
Lovely, yeah.
So okay, let's take stock here. if you were to go and buy a mulberry silk duvet, and again, mulberry silk is known as the king of silks. It's known as the best silk money can buy, with all of those natural properties we talked about. If you think about it, you know, it's a silkworm that turns into a moth, and so as it goes into metamorphosis, it cocoons itself in the silk. Second strongest fibre known to man, by the way, natural fibre, second only to spider's web. And it has to be protected against massive temperature fluctuations in China. You know, very cold at night, very warm during the day. It can be extremely wet with rain. It can be extremely arid with you know, periods of no rain and very high temperatures. It's got to deal with moisture and all. Plus, it's got to stave off predators. I mean, all this other kind of stuff. It's nature's protective fortress for a silkworm. And you know, one of those properties are then brought over to now when we sleep under them. But I really want you to understand this. I know and I apologise if I'm sort of being over enthusiastic about it. In my experience, in my opinion, it's the best duvet you can buy. There is nothing better. Again, if you had all the, you know, if King Charles himself, in fact, I think he actually did buy one of these, if King Charles himself wanted the very best duvet money can buy, it's this. And the same when it comes to the pillow, I believe, as well, and the pillowcases. We'll talk about those in a moment, and the mattress also. You can put any standard duvet cover over it, but please, but for the love of God, get Egyptian cotton. Go to Amazon. If you can buy long fibre Egyptian cotton, you can get a whole duvet set for about 30 quid with pillowcases, because there's no point having all these amazing properties with the mulberry silk duvet and then putting a man-made fibre over the top that totally destroys all of the things that this does for you. But here's why you need one of these. And I do mean everybody needs one of these. And I've recommended these to every single person I care about in my life, because there is no better. I mean, again, we've talked about the substitutes. Most other mulberry silk duvets, if not virtually all of them, they are augmented with little bits, little offcuts of mulberry silk. Could be literally just a very small percentage is the mulberry silk, and the rest is still man-made fibre. So it's all a smokescreen and marketing ruse. This is the real deal. But there are 5 stages of sleep. I can't remember what they all are, but you have to go through all 5 of those in an unbroken fashion to get all the benefits of what those different modes of sleep do for you. And they're all designed for you to heal, to recuperate, to rest, to regenerate, to restore, etc., etc. If you overheat, which with every other duvet, if you've got any kind of feather, any kind of artificial fibre, any kind of anything that isn't silk in your duvet, you're going to get to a point where your body temperature will heat up and that heat will be trapped and you will get too hot. It's just a fact. There's no other way around it, because silk's the only one with like the temperature release valve, if you will. So you're going to wake up. You're going to take the duvet off. Unless you get a night that is the perfect temperature in your room where you don't actually need the duvet on you, that's the only time you'll probably get a good night's sleep. Believe me. So here's the other thing. That is what they call toxic sleep, when you get woken up in the middle of that sleep cycle, and it's about 90 minutes for an entire cycle. And you can, so by the way, if you ever need to sleep shorter periods of time, try and sleep in 90-minute cycles, because then you won't feel groggy when you wake up. So what this does is it allows you to stay asleep, not just fall asleep quicker. It can help with that too, but also stay asleep for that whole sleep cycle. And that's why we want you on a mulberry silk pillow, because that has properties that is going to support your head and stop your head from sweating and all of that kind of, and getting too hot. And the mulberry silk the mulberry silk mattress, that has silk in the top of it as well. So what's under you has the same properties as what is over you. And then as long as you have a regulated temperature in your room, you could not provide a better environment for the best night's sleep possible. And it's important because Ray, you know what it's like if you wake up in the morning and you haven't had a good night's sleep, you drag your feet, you've got heavy eyes all day. It can even be dangerous, can't it?
To be honest with you, Rob, I think most viewers watching would agree with me. Very few, I think, would disagree. You cannot put a price on a good night's sleep.
No, no.
It's obvious if you sleep better, you're waking up in the morning, you feel more rested. You have a more pleasant attitude to what's going on that day. You last longer stamina-wise.
Yeah,
decision-making is better.
Yeah, yeah.
A good night's sleep is very difficult to get.
Oh, sorry, Ray. Half the stock of the King has gone.
Well,
and a quarter of the Super King.
Well, I'd like to thank the viewers.
This is what happens. Once people start getting the story and they understand, everybody
I'd like to
thank
the viewers very much. If you've sold half the stock, you've sold an awful lot of merchandise. Incidentally,
it's worth it.
Rob,
Yeah.
this would be quite a good time to mention why the price of this product is so low.
Sure, sure.
And the quality is so high, because you are selling large quantities. Normally, when you have a product like this and you have it, you manufactured it, and then you're ready to sell it, what happens is you take it to a distributor who then sells it to a wholesaler, who then sells it to the retailer or the shopkeeper. Now, what we have done, we have eliminated the distributor, the wholesaler, and the retailer. In every country we operate in, I think there's over 30 countries now, we only have one partner, one other person you can buy it from besides ourselves. And in Britain, it's ShopOnTV. Now, the buyers here, believe you me, are very professional. They're tenacious. They're good at their job. And they've bought our products at a very special price. And then they've done something wonderful. They've passed the saving on to the viewer. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, ridiculous as it may seem, incredible as it may seem, all of our products being offered this morning, the price we are asking for them is less, slightly less, just slightly, than we were charging for them when we first launched them on TV in Britain 22 years ago. Isn't that wonderful?
I know. It's extraordinary. You can spread the cost using PayPal Pay in 3. This is the time with the cap postage as well. You only pay 4.95 PMP per order. So you can have as many items in your basket, and you can spend up to £2,000 per authorization with PayPal if you want to. Literally, if it's time to replace all the duvets in your spare room, or the kids. I mean, how often do we give the kids the cheap, rubbishy old things from the local supermarket or the local department store? Because we think, oh, they're kids, they don't need anything fancy. But they need to sleep well too, and they're the ones that are learning and going to school and trying to pass exams and be focused. And you know, they wake up in the night, Mom, Dad, I'm too hot. Oh, shut up and go back to sleep. You know, it's like the kids deserve good duvets too, ladies and gentlemen, and good pillows. My son sleeps on top of and under mulberry silk, and he's very happy with it. He sleeps very well, thank you. He's sitting over there if you want to ask him. Here, I mean, I don't know any other way to say this except, look, this is what I'm going to say. This is my opinion and my experience. Individual results vary, it could be different for you, but I've never heard anyone ever say this, other than agreeing with me. It is the best duvet money can buy. It's the highest quality duvet on the market. There may be other companies that will make one of a comparable quality. I'm not saying there aren't. I don't think there are many, maybe one or two if that, but their duvets are in the 4, 5, 6,
£512
500, yeah.
for a king.
For a king, yeah. But that only had 12% mulberry silk.
Well,
yeah, but someone who makes 100%, I don't even know if there
should be a law against it.
Is there anyone that I know?
Rob,
I know.
There should be this is the only country that allows them to do that.
Yeah.
Put a small quantity of silk in and put the label on silk. The only country.
Ray, I don't want to say this because I want to make it clear here that, you know, obviously we have a refund policy at ShopOnTV. But Ray's company, RK Sales, which is the exclusive distributor of the official mulberry silk products in the United Kingdom, all their details are on every single tag of every single item you buy. Would you tell the people who are buying these now, and there are lots of people, what your guarantee is if they're not satisfied that what you'll do?
I would take great pleasure in telling anybody viewing tonight exactly how we operate. Apart from any guarantee that ShopOnTV give you. We are a family-owned business. I've been in business for 65, 66 years. I'm more or less retired these days. I just do a little bit in television here and there, this country, and also in Canada. My son looks after the business now. He's here with me tonight. Our method of operating, and this is why we've been in business for 65 years. Anything you buy from us, if you are not totally satisfied, we will refund your money with the same speed and the same civility that we take it from you. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone. If you don't like it, money back instantly. And when you phone our office, you actually get a human being that answers the phone. not a robot. So all I can tell you is this: the product we are offering, the quality is incredible. The price is absolutely unbelievable. The after-sales service, you can't beat it, in my opinion.
If, let's say, in the 10-year guarantee period, they did have a problem with, say, some of the stitching came off, or what would you do?
Send it back.
And what do they get?
A new one.
So you replace it with a new
Yeah, no mess.
anytime within
No.
10 years
Yeah.
period. I mean, come on. Here's the thing. What Ray's just said to me, and I'm sure you picked up on this, being intelligent people yourselves, is that, and I want to add to it, because also this is your shopping show on ITV, okay? This is Shop on TV is a partnership with ITV. We're not just some fly-by-nights that, you know, like Del Boy down the market, because ITV wouldn't let us on their airwaves. We are held to the same high standards that ITV itself is, and in fact, our partners in this venture, our main contact at ITV, who helped broker this whole deal for us to be on the air doing this show every night, 7 days a week, is on the board. He's a board member of Ofcom and the Advertising Standards Authority. And so anything we say has to be truthful, honest, impartial. I mean, that's why I always tell you, it's my opinion this is the best duvet. I can't say it is the best duvet because I can't prove that. But I can certainly tell you that I guarantee it's the best duvet that I would ever recommend. So the point I'm trying to make is that your money is safe. You've got recourse. You know, if you have any issue with anything you ever buy from Shop on TV, you've got places to go and people to complain to. You know what I mean? So we are really careful about what we say. But also the very fact that Ray is telling you that what you're spending tonight, if you're not, it's safe.
As houses.
It's safe as houses. Your money couldn't be safer
Here's
in a
another
bank.
thing which would perhaps help the viewer make their mind up. Last week, I took 2 large bags of clothing to my local Morrison's supermarket. I live in Scotland, in Glasgow, and they have a big metal box there you can put used clothes in.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do that with duvets. If a customer sends us back a duvet, we have to destroy it.
Yeah.
The Salvation Army won't take it.
No, they can't
because it's been slept
so
under.
Again, why as a business would you offer a guarantee if
why
you weren't
would we
confident?
offer a 10-year guarantee?
Yeah.
If people were sending these back on the hour, by the hour,
You'd be out of business.
we'd be out of business overnight. Because anything we get sent back has to be destroyed.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So it's in our interests to make the highest quality that we know how to make.
Yes.
And from a small, tiny company, 35 years ago, 36 years ago now actually, we now sell this product all over, in all of the major countries throughout the world.
And, you know, again, the only bedding we know that has the Allergy UK seal of approval.
So important.
We'll talk more about dust mites and things when we get onto the pillow. I'm keen to get onto that now. Please check out, by the way, we are now limited stock on the king size. It's about to sell out, the king size, and we're at, what, about half the stock of the Super King, is that right? Yes. So those are about, and the single also going very quickly, and the double. We always have the most in the double, so that's okay for now, but the single's getting close to being vulnerable too. Here, we also have loads of testimonials. In fact, we just had another email actually. Pete's just emailed in, and he said, bought the king size mulberry silk 2 years ago. It's the best duvet he's ever had. Warm in winter, cool and comfy in the summer. Just get one, try it. You'll never go back to this. So that's what Pete was saying. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's true. We're going to move on to the pillow because, now listen, don't just buy one. Replace all your pillows with this. But here's the testimonial that we were, I think, is that right? Is that what you were saying, Leslie? Oh, the prices. Sorry, apologies. Here are the prices. Didn't we just show the prices? I could have sworn we just did that. But there they are again. Aren't they lovely? £139 for the... I know, because sometimes it's me, my brain's not the best. No, it was definitely Leslie this time. 179 for the double, 199 for the king, and 219 for the Super King. And again, you can spread the cost using PayPal Pay in 3 if you wish to. And just the one postage charge of £4.95 per order. Now, everything we have said about silk, and by the way, if you've got any question, sorry, I'm changing the subject here. If you have any questions whatsoever and want to ask before you buy, just shoot us an email, studio@shopontv.co.uk. Ray's here, you can ask him, we're live till 3 a.m. And yeah, I just know that you're not buying tonight. I mean, you're putting the money down, but you're trying. If ever, and it does sound too good to be true, all the stuff that we're saying. I get that. The fact it is true is neither here nor there. It will transform your life, I believe, when you sleep under Mulberry Silk or on a Mulberry Silk pillow for the first time. Do the test I did. Get underneath it and wait until you overheat. You won't. And it's amazing. It's kind of like, oh my God. It's like a bing, like a light bulb moment. But your money's safe. You'll get your money back. We'll give you all your money back, except the P&P. That's the only bit you don't get back because we have to pay the postman. So it's try and prove us wrong, because if we are, you get your money back. It's as simple as that. Let's talk about the pillow, and let's talk about dust mites as well, because that applies to the duvets as well as and the mattresses and everything.
When I'm doing a live show, when I'm speaking to a person one-to-one, at some point during my sales pitch, I have to mention dust mites. Yeah. When I'm looking at the person, I'm trying, how do I introduce dust mites into the conversation? Yeah. People know they're in the pillow. They know they're in the duvet, but they don't want to be reminded. No. Right?
Because they are arachnids.
You'll see people, you'll see people, their face will contort. Oh, please stop, don't talk about them. Yeah, yeah. Right? Now, in the average pillow, there's 1 million dust mites at any given time.
Even when you buy it straight off the shelf?
Now, yes. Now, there's a clue in the name, dust. When I die, I turn to dust. And so do the dust mites. Now, and not only do they die and turn to dust in the pillow or the duvet, but what passes through their body before they die is in the pillow or the duvet. Now, the average life of a dust mite is 10 weeks. Yeah. 1 million die, say, roughly every 10 weeks. So in a year, that's 5 million.
Amazing.
Right? Die. They reckon the average duvet doubles in weight in 3 or 4 years in dead dust mites. And I would imagine a pillow does the same.
By the way,
now, sorry?
I just want to say, if you heard a can open, it's because David gave me a can of Evian from Discount Dragon. Would you like an Evian?
It was definitely water, folks.
Yeah, would you like? Honestly, it's here. You can buy them from Discount. Would you like an Evian?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get you one out the.
But anyway,
sorry, please continue.
Just to explain to the viewers watching how this pillow came about. A buyer from a very large TV company who we had dealt with for many years came along to us about, must be 6 or 7 years ago. And she said, you know, the public love your duvets. Could you please make a pillow to the same high standard?
Yes.
We went back to our head office in Vancouver and we started to manufacture this pillow. Now, there's an old saying, the devil is in the detail, Rob. So we took our time.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It took us roughly 2.5 years to get the pillow to a standard that we were happy with. And we brought it back to the United Kingdom to sell it to the public. Now, at this point, I should mention, the Bedding Association, the people within the bedding industry, and they're knowledgeable people, they're clever people. They reckon if all pillows were sold with a money-back guarantee, they're not, but if they were, they reckon the percentage that would be returned could be as high as 60 or 65%.
I'd say
now,
more.
Rob, keep that figure at the back of your mind.
Okay, okay.
60 or 65%. When we started selling this direct to the public, at places like the Royal Highland Show, which starts next week in Edinburgh, we sold 86,000 pillows in 13 months at that type of event. And we didn't get 60 or 65% returned. Now, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This will shock the viewers. We got 19 individual pillows returned out of 86,000. Not 19%, 19 pillows. Now,
which is, by the way, 0.0022% return rate.
Well, that's good.
I remember that from the last time.
Well, Rob, here's the reason why. When this show finishes this morning at 3 o'clock, I'll go back to my hotel with my son. This is the pillow I sleep on at home. When I travel anywhere in the United Kingdom, I bring it with me. I put it in the boot of the car and I bring it with me. My grandchildren laugh at me. They say, Granddad, don't embarrass me. You walk into the hotel with your pillow under your arm. But Granddad knows best. I know if I have this pillow with me, I'm going to get a perfect night's sleep.
Because you never know what you're going to get in a hotel, do
No.
you? You can get all
And you
kinds
never
of
know who
rubbishy
slept
pillows.
on it before you did.
Yeah,
Now, here's another thing.
Yeah.
This pillow that I'm now scrunching up has been washed by my wife at least 25 times.
Washed?
You wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees. You can tumble dry or line dry, and it will never lose shape. The reason being, the silk within the pillow is the same as the silk within the duvet. It's long strand silk. If you were to cut this pillow open in the middle, you have a little pocket of fiber. That's to give it support for your neck, your shoulders, and all the way around that, you have layer after layer after layer after layer after layer of AAA grade mulberry silk. The top cover is the most luxurious cotton you could possibly imagine. 230 thread count. Anything above 180 is considered to be luxury.
Long fibre as well?
Long fibre.
So same as with the duvet?
Dust mites do not like this pillow, right? When dust mites come in contact with silk, they pack a bag, they emigrate. They just will not live in silk.
It's like us going to live in the Sahara Desert.
Correct.
One or two stragglers might decide to pitch a tent, but they won't.
And the other thing I must tell you, Rob, your head will not get hot on silk. It'll wick away moisture, 30% of its own weight. Now, I sell this pillow. You can only buy it from two people, from my company or from ShopOnTV.
Yes.
I sell this pillow on my website at £60 per pillow and £5 postage. Now, to use a modern phrase, I'm not ripping people off. That is the true value of this pillow, £60. ShopOnTV are selling them this morning at
£40, 33,
well,
33 and a third % off.
40%, £40.
Yeah.
What a bargain. My advice to anyone is quite simple. Buy a couple of these pillows, put them in your bed, try them. If you don't like them, we will refund your money instantly. No arguing, no fighting on the telephone, instant refund. I'll just finish by saying 19 returned out of 86,000. Surely that tells you something.
Yeah. I tell you what, just while we're giving you your Evian, it's again, here I am again about to say something that this is my opinion, and I've slept on mulberry silk pillows. I've owned all of my bedding's been mulberry silk for about 4 years, since before the lockdown, or just during the lockdown actually, when I got the one from Ray. It's the best pillow you can buy. Now, having been in this business, I believe, having been in this business for a long time, I've been given every single pillow you can imagine under the sun. Every single pillow that's ever been sold on television, plus also my own experience of going to a supermarket or a superstore and buying the cheap, 30 quid for a pack of 4 kind of things that are all those hollow fibres, horrible, useless things. I mean, all the pillow is a sack with some filling in it. And for years, it was feather. Or feathers, and you can still buy those. But then what happens as soon as you lie on it, all of the filling all just parts to the side, and you end up sleeping pretty much with your face on the mattress. And with the same with hollow fibre, that might have some density to it because it's interwoven, but you get really, really hot. Plus you sweat into it, and when you sweat into feather or you sweat into hollow fibre and things like that, what you're effectively doing is, because the sweat becomes bacteria, or the bacteria grow in the sweat, you're creating the perfect environment. You're creating the Ibiza, if you will, or the perfect holiday destination for young teenage ravers. But no, for dust mites to come and set up home. And I just want to, the last thing we'll say about dust mites, I promise, until we talk about it again. What are a couple of the statistics with the pillow? Well, there's something I always forget. The weight of the pillow after a certain period of time. Do you remember?
After about 3 or 4 years, it doubles, according.
Doubles.
Yeah. Yeah.
After 3 or 4 years, not that you'd
same
even
with
have a
the
pillow
duvet.
last that
I
long.
think, you know, with dust mites are a problem. Get rid of them. That's all. If you get rid of dust mites, you're walking in the right direction. And if you sleep under silk or on silk, believe you me, the allergy book.
Yeah, these are certified. Yeah.
Ladies
Allergy
and gentlemen,
UK.
it's not me saying this. It's not Rob saying it. It's the British Allergy Board telling you. And we have the certificate here to prove it. You know, you mentioned earlier, people, when you go in the supermarket, you see pillows 4 for £10. No, 2
20,
for £10.
I bought 4 for 20.
2 for
at a bedding
£10,
shop,
4 for £20. I do the shopping for my house. My wife and my children are all grown up and they have their own families. They live away from home now. My wife is not very well, so I have to do the shopping. She has trouble walking around, so I have to do the shopping.
Yeah.
And in my local supermarket over the years, you know, people get to know me in there. And one of the ladies on the checkout said to me, you know, she said, "You're the man that sells the pillows and television, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I do sell pillows and television." And she said, "Are they any good?"
I know.
You know, and I said, "Well, obviously they're good." I said, "They're really good." I said, but I burst out laughing, and she said to me, "Well, why are you laughing?" I said, "Well, you sell pillows here, 2 for £10. And she said, "Oh, the girls that work in here know we shouldn't be buying them, they're rubbish." But they were still selling them. And that's one of the largest supermarkets in Britain.
Yeah.
People go in the supermarket, they get tempted. They see what they think is a bargain, a pillow for a £5. You might as well rip your money up and burn it. If you buy cheap, you buy twice. These pillows are an investment packed with the finest fibers and the finest covering known to man.
What are the guarantees on them, and how long?
The guarantee is on the pillow is minimum 2 years, but if a customer phones us up, and 19 returned out of 86,000, if a customer phones us up, say, "Look, I don't like this pillow." Now remember, we have to destroy it if it's sent back.
Yeah.
If a customer phones us up, we say, "Look, send it back, here's your money, no problem."
And you know, anecdotally, these pillows you could last for as long as the duvets, couldn't
Well,
they?
silk is the second strongest natural fiber in the world.
Yeah. How long's a piece of silk? I mean,
Correct.
that was Paul, my director, that came out with that one. It was a good one.
Good old Paul.
But I've had my pillows for 4 years, and
We've had
because you can wash them. I wash them usually once every month or two.
Yeah.
I do one in the washing machine at a
Well,
time.
but people
could
do,
do two.
even young babies, young babies don't sleep in pillows. Modern babies now, they sleep without the pillow.
Yeah.
But young children, young growing up adults, old men like me, people dribble when they sleep. So get the pillow and wash it.
It's something I never thought of. You've just given me a great idea. If I do ever find anyone that wants to sleep with me again and have a child with me again, then I will. When in the cot, you could double up a single
This
duvet.
is turning into a horror movie.
Sorry, no. No, you could put.
You baby boys frothing at the mouth.
I don't know why I'm reminded of Bride of Chucky, but anyway,
Stop it.
But you could double up a single duvet and put it on the bottom of the cot.
Yes.
And that would help keep the baby cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my eldest son Paul moved into a new house recently, talking about children, and I was over there yesterday visiting him. He's got a boy of 14 and a girl of 12, and they both had a new mattress from us.
Yes.
A single mattress. And I asked them, I said, "How do you like the mattress?" And they said, "Oh, they're wonderful." And the reason I'm bringing this into the conversation, what you're doing, what you're mentioning is correct. We sometimes forget, as children are growing up, they're young adults, and they need the same comfort as we have as adults. And Paul, my eldest son, had a couple of new mattresses, and I said to them, first time I'd seen them since, because they moved into a new house, I said, "How do you like it?" Both of them, they said, "Absolutely fabulous, Grandad." And if you buy any of our products, you're going to have the same reaction.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous, Grandad. That's what's going to happen.
It's interesting because I do the same as you. If I ever go to a hotel, because one of these pillows will happily fit in a carry-on size suitcase, or put it in the back of the car if you're driving, because you just don't know. It's potluck what you get at a hotel with pillows, and this, you know, you've got it, and you can wash it when you get home. But actually, so here we've got a king. Is it a king? I think king size duvet on this bed. The Super King's not that much bigger, but it folds down to something that actually will fit also into one half of, and I've done this, exactly, fold on, you know those clamshell kind of carry-on suitcases with a zipper on one side? You can put a Super King in one side of a carry-on suitcase, and you can put your pillow on the other side.
Rob,
take it with you.
A few years back, I was in a green room in a television studio in America, and I was sitting there waiting to go on television, and this guy came in, a cowboy type guy, a nice guy, an American guy, really nice person.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "What are you selling?" And I said, "Well, I'm selling duvets and pillows." And he said, and what's the gimmick? And I was taken aback, and I said, what do you mean, what's the gimmick? He said, "Well, you've got to have a gimmick." And I thought, well, our gimmick is we don't have a gimmick. We simply rely on quality. That guy is now out of business, and we're still in business. Nothing beats quality, no gimmick.
No, I know, and you know what? Unfortunately, is a factor of that when you sell quality, that people actually want it, and that's a good thing. So I just want you to say that if you we are now oversubscribed on the king size by a lot. There are almost, you know, a third again number of people who want the duvet, trying to get. That didn't make any sense in English, did it? What I'm trying to say is, however many duvets we have left, there are about a third more that are trying to get it. So check out, please, on the king size. Remember, your items are not reserved if you put them into a basket. They will sell out if somebody else wants to actually pay for them. You have to pay for the goods. And I understand you're possibly waiting to see, you maybe want to see the, you know, everything else. I get that. But please check out as soon as you know everything that you want. Maybe you're waiting to hear about the mattress. Maybe you're waiting to hear about the pillowcases. If you're not, then just for goodness sake, check out as quickly as you can. Annie has asked about a new product. What's that? She wants to know if we've got bed toppers. Martin's bringing some bed toppers soon, apparently.
Mattress top, yes.
Yeah, mattress toppers.
We discussed that with Leslie tonight. Good morning, Annie. Thank you for your inquiry.
Have we got those already?
We have them.
I've had a mattress topper for you for 4
can
years.
I tell you, we have them. As I say, thank you, Annie, for your inquiry. My son Martin will make sure the next visit we come, we will bring them with us, and they will be for sale. And because it's a new product, they'll be on sale at a very special low price. So it'll be worthwhile thinking about it.
The fact is, if you're going to go mulberry silk, I think you kind of have to go all mulberry silk.
And remember, Rob,
Yeah.
these are products which you're not going to have to replace
For
in
years.
6 or 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. The duvets we have in my bed at home are 30 years old now. My wife washes the duvet on average 3 times a year. Cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry, a line dry, never clumps up. And here's something else I must mention about the duvet. I constantly get in trouble from my wife. I forget to mention this. She says it must be a man thing. Because these duvets are so light and so flexible, one person can get them into the top cover with ridiculous ease.
Yeah.
Very often as you get older, perhaps you're not as strong as you were. Maybe you live in your own. Maybe, unfortunately, your partner has passed away. You have to struggle to get a big, heavy, puffy duvet into the top cover. Not with this. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs 2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
That's less than 2 small bags of sugar.
And would it fit in a normal duvet cover?
Oh, perfect.
Standard
And
size UK
incidentally,
duvet covers.
Some people put a duvet cover on, some people don't bother.
No, I don't.
Now
I
in
don't.
Canada, where I go, I'll be there in a couple of weeks' time. I would say 70% of the people don't bother putting a top cover.
In America, they'd call this a comforter.
Comforter,
and
you're
usually
right.
don't put
You're
a cover over.
100% right.
All we say is, if you do decide, because maybe white is not the aesthetic in your bedroom, if you do decide to put a cover on, please make sure that it is a natural fibre. There's no point putting polyester over a mulberry silk duvet because all those temperature regulation properties, all of those moisture wicking properties and everything else are all going to be totally destroyed by the fact you've put a man-made fibre over the top of them. You know, it's be like covering your your cauliflower florets in chocolate. So get yourself cotton is the best way to, I think, to go. You could do silk if you could find silk duvet covers and things. But if you go to Amazon, because I did this.
Can I mention something about?
Sure,
sorry to interrupt you, Rob.
No, please.
But I apologise for interrupting you. Can I mention something about a silk top cover?
Yeah.
When we first started manufacturing duvets 36 years ago, we were naive and we put a silk cover in top. And after a few months, the public started phoning in and saying, silk is very smooth.
Yeah.
And the silk was slipping off the bed.
Yes, true.
So we stopped putting a silk cover on and we put on cotton because compared to silk, even the best quality cotton, which is soft and luxurious, compared to silk, it's coarse. And that extra little bit of coarseness makes sure it doesn't shift on the bed. So my advice to anyone, if you are buying one of our duvets, they're really special, you know, treat yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, treat yourself. Put a nice, if you want a cover, get a nice, good quality cotton cover, put it on top of the duvet.
Yeah.
And if you do put a cotton cover on it, it will not affect the performance of the duvet.
As I say, I went to Amazon. I make no bones about it. And I bought an Egyptian, really nice Egyptian cotton, long fibre Egyptian cotton duvet set. A duvet cover and 2 pillowcases. I think I spent about 30 quid. You don't even have to spend that much. There are cheaper. But just make sure it's cotton. Okay, here are the prices again. Please do check out quickly. We are massively busy out there. Here's the single, double, king and super king, all standard UK prices, sizes rather. The price for the single is £139. That is becoming more vulnerable. We didn't have as much stock of that one. Double is safe for the moment at £179, but lots of people going for it. £190, and hey, £199 for the king, by the way. That's about to sell out. We're literally very limited stock on that. And about half the getting on for 2/3 of the Super King gone. I want to say that you must pay. You have to pay for these things. I want you to remind you that your money is safe. When you buy these, you get to try them first. You can sleep under them. Take all the packaging off. Sleep under the duvet on the pillow for a few nights. You'll find the first night you sleep under the mulberry silk duvet, you'll do what I did. You'll cover yourself up and you'll wait to get too hot, and you just won't. And we're talking, when we go back to the duvet, about if you're sleeping with a partner and about people with different body temperatures, because this is perfect for that. People who are going through the menopause and all that sort of thing, perfect for that. If you're convalescing, perfect for that. If you're bedridden, perfect for that. It's the duvet, it's the man for all seasons, or the person for all seasons.
You know, you're very wise to mention that. I apologize, I forgot to mention that. Any lady going through the menopause, it's a terrible time, hot sweats, cold sweats. Buy one of these duvets. As far as your sleeping pattern is concerned, it will change your life. If you sleep with a partner who overheats and sweats in bed, silk will wick away 30% of its own weight in moisture or sweat. So treat yourself. And if you don't like it, and that's highly unlikely, just send it back and we'll refund your money.
And all the information to do that is on the tag of the actual pillow or duvet itself. You know, I know marriages that have come under tremendous pressure
of overheating
from people fighting over the blooming duvet.
You know, when I'm doing
marriage.
When I'm doing a live show, selling direct to the public, 10% of all the people that come up to my stand, they don't want one of my duvets. They're perfectly happy with the duvet they have in the bed. The other 90%, Rob, every single one of them, they all have the same complaint. They get too hot in bed, not too cold.
Right.
They overheat, they sweat, they toss and they turn. Silk simply stops that happening. There's only one way you're going to find out if that's true, is to buy one and try
it.
And I'll repeat, try it. If you don't like it, money back. Simple as that.
Or if everything we've said, if you know, if you're sceptical and you think that everything we're saying sounds too good to be true and is a load of old bunkum, try it. We're literally saying, you don't believe us? Fine. There you go. Here's a duvet. All right, we'll take your money for now, but don't worry, because if it's not true and you can prove us wrong, we'll give you that money back. It's as simple as that. Let's go on to the duvet, not the duvet, what do they call them again? Pillow. So the pillowcases, that like mini duvet, it's like a little duvet for a pet.
Right.
Actually, you could put your pet on one of the pillows if you wanted to, as a little pet bed. Here are the silk pillowcases. These
Some
are
people
100%.
do, you know.
I bet they do.
Some people do.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Smaller dogs in particular.
Yeah, little toy dogs.
Obviously. Yes, because dogs overheat as well.
I bet they do, yeah.
Yeah, they sleep on this. And as they get older, they're just like you and I, they get aches and pains.
Yeah. And if
Little
they come and
soft
sleep in
pillow.
your bed, they might sleep in, you might be able to get them out of your bed.
A little soft pillow for a little dog's lovely.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And people do love their animals. But also, you know, look, anyone that you care about in your life, you know, I made sure that my parents, who are in their 80s now, you know, they all know all about mulberry silk, and it's important to help. Sleep is so important, and they're finding out more and more and more scientifically about just how essential sleep is.
You know, I read 2 reports in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
Rob. 2 reports, not 1, 2, from different newspapers.
Yeah.
From respected scientists from universities, one in America and one in Germany. And they were saying, if you have a good, restful night's sleep, if you're not tossing and turning, it triggers something in your brain that helps you lose weight.
Oh, I could tell you about that.
You
yes,
know that's a fact.
I know. I know that. I know that. I've seen a lot. I watch a lot of what do you call it? Symposia.
Yeah.
Speeches, TED Talks, things like that. So now, look, obviously, we're not guaranteeing that if you sleep better or if you buy a mulberry silk duvet, you're going to lose weight. We're not making that connection at all. But here's what I'll tell you what it is. So cortisol is a stress hormone, right? There are 2 fat-storing hormones in your body. I know a lot about this for reasons I won't bore you with now. There are 2 fat-storing hormones. One of them is cortisol, which is also the stress hormone. So when you get stressed, your body releases lots of cortisol. And insulin is the other one. That's the main one. It's the main cause of obesity, because if you spike your insulin with all the rubbish food that is out there these days, your insulin is spiked, and that stores you know, that food as fat. So if you don't sleep well, it raises your cortisol levels. And then, I think my son's over there taking the mickey. Can you get my eye line, please? Thank you very much. Sorry. What was that all about? Yeah, but no, but that's what yeah, in the middle of a serious thing. So don't do that again. Thank you. Yeah, if it raises your cortisol levels, and that can help cause you to retain weight if you don't sleep well.
Yeah,
that's what the study was on.
I read 2 reports. I read them in detail. It was really quite interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Should we talk about the pillowcase?
Yes.
Good.
Pillowcase. They come like a little pack like this when you buy them. If you're buying them as a gift, this is the one I'm taking out. It's new, as you can see.
Yeah.
Now, can I just give you a little word of warning? This is very important. 80% of all the pillowcases sold, to my knowledge, 80% of all the pillowcases sold in the United Kingdom have inferior fibers mixed in with them. They do this to get a higher profit. They take a small quantity of silk, a large quantity of man-made fibers. They polish the man-made fibers so they look like silk. They mix the 2 together and they sell it as silk. So they get a higher profit. Now, this is a brand new one I've just taken out. Read the label when you buy any of our products. Everything we are offering is made by the official Mulberry Silk Company, head office in Vancouver, and we trade worldwide. Everything in this pillowcase is 100% AAA grade mulberry silk. And for your own peace of mind, check what I'm going to say next on a computer. Go into Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk. Now remember, they're not trying to sell you a pillowcase. They're just answering questions in an honest fashion. And they will tell you within the silk industry, mulberry silk is considered to be the king of silks. That's the word they use, Rob. The king of silks. Yeah. Now, that's an interesting word. There can only be one king. Others can aspire to be king, but there can only be one king.
Yeah.
And within the silk industry, it's mulberry. Now, that's what we have on offer here tonight, this morning. Now, when people see a silk pillowcase like this, when they come up to one of our live shows, they say, I've read about these pillowcases. They stop you wrinkling, don't they? Now, they get a shock. Nothing stops you wrinkling. I say, I'm sorry, nothing stops you wrinkling. But what you can do, you can slow the process down dramatically, right? And that's what silk does. And the reason why it does it, human hair is 90% protein and 10% water. Silk has got 18 amino acids in it, right? One of them is called sericin. And silk is the closest thing to human hair that you could possibly get.
Yeah.
So silk is compatible to human hair. So you'll find if you put your head on this pillowcase and sleep on it, you'll find that you get no frizz. You get no static in silk, so it cuts frizz. If you have long hair in particular, you don't have to tie it up at night when you go to bed because it won't tangle. You don't waken up in the morning and get bedhead. And when you sleep on silk, unlike cotton, cotton drains the moisture from your skin. The sericin within the silk traps the moisture within your skin. So it takes your skin much longer to wrinkle, right? So you'll find a pure silk pillowcase is a very wise investment. Ask your hairdresser about silk. People who have very curly hair, you'll find the hairdresser always advises you to buy a silk pillowcase.
So Afro-Caribbean, the
Afro-Caribbean hair. What happens with Afro-Caribbean hair, you'll find people who have African heritage, they spend an awful lot of money into hairdressing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they have the most beautiful hairstyles. They really do. It's fabulous, some of the hairstyles. But they damage their hair.
Yeah.
And the hairdresser will tell them very often to sleep with a silk bonnet on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They do.
For sure.
Well, you'll find if you just put your head in this, if you are of African heritage, it will help your hair tremendously.
Can I
Money back if you're not pleased.
I was just going to say, now, you know, obviously we're talking about generic scientific facts, properties of silk. We can't guarantee that these pillowcases will do all of those things because they haven't been tested. They are 100% pure silk, so if pure silk does all those things, they probably do. But, you know, obviously we just have to disclaim that and say that, you know, you have to
check it out and go into Google.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying. Do your own research, basically.
Yeah.
Individual results vary. So
you know, I have no hesitation in saying, if you were lucky enough to find a shop in the United Kingdom selling silk this quality, obviously there are one or two shops, but they're very few and far between. You would pay at least 50 or 60 pounds for a pillowcase like this.
Yeah.
Now you're selling it here tonight at
£35.
That's wonderful, you know.
For pure, and it's silk both sides. It's all silk.
And
but there's more.
It's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
Because people say to me sometimes, you know, it's happened recently once or twice actually. A lady came up to me. She said, "Can I look at your pillowcase, please?" And I gave it to her. She said, "Oh," she said, "this has got silk in both sides." And I said, "Well, what's the problem?" She said, "Well, I bought some off the internet." She said they were £55 each, and they only had silk on one side. Now, the other thing about this, earlier we were talking about how with our duvets, we have a cotton cover on them because it saves them moving on top of the bed. Now, in the inside of this pillowcase, it's absolutely incredible what we have done. We've put a very fine cotton lining on it, so that the cotton lining grips the pillow and it keeps the silk on the outer absolutely smooth. So when you're waking up in the morning, you get no wrinkles on your face. Wonderful.
Phenomenal. Now, we had a question about the pillowcase from, about the pillow, sorry, from Ben. He said it's not a standard size pillow. How does that impact buying pillowcase? Is it not a standard?
Well, it is standard UK size. Ben, good morning, Ben.
It's not. It's a housewife size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not a, what are the other
Ben,
called?
I can assure you, all of our products are researched, and we trade in different countries all over the world. We do our homework. We've been selling our products, the pillows, in Britain for 8 years now, just short of 8 years actually, and they are the standard UK size for a pillow, I can assure you.
For a housewife's,
Yeah.
housewife.
Yeah.
I forget what the other one's called.
Thank you for your inquiry.
So that, yes.
Put your mind at ease. There's no problem.
Yeah,
there, Ben.
I mean, I buy a standard. Just make sure you buy the housewife size. I bought them from one of my sets
Yeah.
from Amazon. They fit
Standard
fine.
UK
Standard
size.
UK size. Okay, we should move on to the mattress
Right.
because we're hitting 2 a.m. Please do check out when you're ready. It's massively busy out there. If you don't pay, you don't get. It really is as simple as that. And I'm sorry to say that. Remember, your money is safe. Every penny you're spending right now is refundable if you're not completely happy from RK Sales. All their details, contact details are on the actual products themselves. Try them. They are the best sleeping, or what do you call it, bedding products that money can buy that I'm aware of. And that is my personal opinion and my experience. I am slightly biased because I have tried every other bedding product pretty much that's been thrown at me over the last 30 years, and I only sleep under mulberry silk. You couldn't get me sleeping under anything else now. You know, even when I do other other pillows on ShopOnTV, I have a heck of a time because I'm honest. I have to be truthful. And everybody knows I sleep on a mulberry silk pillow, and I say it's the best pillow that money can buy anywhere on the planet, and I genuinely believe that. So I admire other pillows, and I see the benefit in other pillows, but I can never ever give them the endorsement that I give this, because it's just the best money can buy.
It's the best pillow that I personally know of.
Yeah.
I don't know of any, you'd expect me to say this, of course, but I don't know of any pillow that's better, and all I can tell you is this. If you buy it, there's every chance you'll love it.
Yeah. And if you don't, you get your money back and go do something else instead.
Simple.
Yeah. And why would we waste our time and our breath and our effort and our energy? All right, I mean, I suppose I'm getting paid. I mean, it's my job. But, you know, I could sit here and just go, yeah, 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 and let Ray do all the talking and just kind of nod.
Well, I don't get paid. It's Father's Day today.
Yeah.
My son drove me down here, 7-hour drive. We stopped at the services, and he said, "There you are, Dad. There's your Father's Day present, a small bar of chocolate." I don't get paid.
Look, by the way, Chris emailed in and said, Chris from Swansea. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Chris.
He was saying he hoped that we had a good Father's Day. I didn't get
Thank you,
Father's
Chris.
Day either. Even though last night because I work with my son, he's the floor manager. Last night we did the Miracle Chamois with David Wright.
Dave from New Zealand.
Dave from New Zealand.
A lovely big guy. I've known him when he first came to Britain.
Yeah.
He became very friendly with me within the first week.
Yeah.
And he's stayed friends with me ever since. An absolute gentleman.
He really is. He even offered to give my son a set of Miracle Chamois to give to me as a Father's Day gift. That transaction never took place. I did not get them. So he had a chance. He didn't even have to spend any money.
Oh, well.
No, he's a good lad though, except when he distracts me on live television.
He's a good lad when he's asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Now, before the 2 a.m. Mark, we want to, and also because I really am keen for you to get checked out. And I was going to say, look, Ray, you don't pay me any commission or anything. I wish you did.
Small bar of chocolate.
Small bar of chocolate.
If you're lucky.
If I'm lucky. I don't, honestly, I get paid a straight salary. So I'm not trying to push you to buy these for a financial reason whatsoever. I'm not allowed. It wouldn't be ethical. It's genuine. It's genuine passion and the fact that I sleep under these products or on these products myself, and I care about what you buy. It's totally selfish actually, because it's my ego. because I want you to get a product from me and go, blimey, that Rob Lock with an E. Oh, he was right when he told me that. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel happy. And also, I want you to come back and buy more because you know you can trust me. So when I say something's good, it's good because that pleases my boss, keeps me employed, keeps a roof over my head, you know, keeps me in, what's it, beer and fags, as I used to say. So, you know, it's all about, it is a selfish thing, but it's also, it's a caring thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, I should. I mean,
Cigarettes.
Sorry, it's a very old saying. I didn't mean any offence by that at all. It's what they used to say. It's what they used to call cigarettes. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Right.
To the duvet.
To the mattress.
What's the mattress? That's the one. Tell us all about this.
Right. Well, we have only started making mattresses about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And once again, a buyer from a very large TV company in Canada came along. She said, you know, could you make a mattress for us? She said, you've been making duvets for all these years, public love them, mattress. So we were in a very privileged position. And I'll tell you why that is, Rob. As I mentioned earlier, the viewers might have heard me saying it, we've been in business for 65 years. And for 35, 36 of those years, we've been selling bedding products. Now, we go to live exhibitions. Say 250 days of every year, you'll find one of our staff, myself and my sons, or people who work for us, at an exhibition. And from roughly 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, we speak direct to the public. And by speaking direct to the public, we get to know exactly what they like and what they don't like.
Sure.
We're not asking them to fill a form in and send it to us. We speak direct. So we started to ask the public what was their preferred choice for a mattress. Now, basically, there's only two types of mattresses you can get. Memory foam or a sprung mattress.
Yep.
Now, we discovered that an awful lot of people, and I'm one of them, had bought a memory foam mattress and found out they didn't like it.
There was a lot of hype around those when they first came out.
Well, what actually happened with myself, Rob, about 10, 11 years ago, my wife decided we needed a new mattress. So she did what all wives do. She said, you better come with me to the bedding shop. She said, because I want you to lie on it and test it. She said, because if I buy it without you being there, and I bring it home and you don't like it,
she gets
said,
all the blame.
it'll be my fault.
Yes.
So she took me to the mattress shop. I lay on top of it for I felt very self-conscious lying there for 3 or 4 minutes. Jumped up, I said, yes, that's very nice. All I wanted to be was out of the shop. So we bought the mattress, cost us, I think if I remember correctly, around about £1,000, maybe a bit more. Put it back in the bed when we got it delivered. And after 3 or 4 months, I didn't like it at all. I was sinking into a hollow like this, right? I was overheating and I was sweating. So what we did, we phoned the Salvation Army up and we said, could you come and take this mattress away? They said, we don't want it. For the simple reason, once it's been slept on, they
the hygiene thing, isn't it? Reliability.
So we discovered the majority of people, they like a sprung mattress. Now, the old-fashioned sprung mattresses had springs which were quite large in diameter, and they were all joined together, and they had a serpentine rail that went round the edge and bound them together. Now, the problem with that old type of mattress, I remember as a young boy sleeping in a type of mattress like that when I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. That's 70 years ago. So those mattresses have been around for a long, long time. And so anyway, so what we discovered, we decided we would go with a sprung mattress. But we decided we would go with a pocket sprung mattress.
Pocket sprung,
Now what I've done, I've brought a little section of pocket sprung section with me. Now, as you can see, that's what's inside this mattress. As you can see, the diameter of the springs is very small compared to the old-fashioned ones. They're not joined together. Each one stands independently. There is no binding rail around the edge. And this is a medium firm support mattress. You don't sink into a hollow like this. Now, when you're large, like you and I, Rob, right?
Yeah.
I was going to use the word fat. My granddaughter says, don't call yourself fat in television, Granddad. Tell people you're pleasantly plump.
Well, you may be, but I'm fat.
When you're old, and when you're big and you're...
But I am at week 2 of my first. I've lost half a stone.
When you're large, like you and I,
yeah.
turning just, if you have a, like I do, a bad back, just turning over in bed.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're lying on a dent in the bed like this, it's troublesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So these support mattresses, look, they support you and you get a perfect night's sleep. Now, if I put my finger in this one at the corner and I press it down flat, the ones either side don't move. So the support is absolutely perfect. You don't overheat in this because it's packed with silk. You don't overheat at all.
No.
You don't
I was
sweat.
going to say, well, yeah, that's what's so different about this mattress. Surely from you, it's got to be the silk, right?
Well, there's 5 different layers within the mattress.
Yeah.
The top one being mulberry silk, and plenty of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of silk.
So this is all like in the duvet.
Right.
It's all
yes. Now
reams
this
and reams,
is
miles
the top
and miles,
of the range one we do.
Yeah.
We do the standard, the premium, and the premium plus. Now what we are offering this morning, for the price of the premium, we are offering you the premium plus. But here's the wonderful thing. We are offering this mattress, and it's a wonderful mattress, with a 60-day trial period. Unlike the mattress I lay on for 3 or 4 minutes and found out 3 or 4 months later I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Having spent £1,000 on it. This one, you can sleep on it for 60 days. Try it.
You can throw the packaging away. And
if you don't like it, Rob,
yeah.
and that's highly unlikely,
Yeah.
you simply lift the telephone, phone us, 1 telephone call. We will come and pick it up, take it away, and refund every single penny you have spent on it.
Yeah.
But if you
Except the
want,
P&P.
if you want a really top mattress made by a company with a stellar reputation for quality, this is the one for you. And you're getting the premium plus for the price of the standard premium. And the price is unbelievable, actually. I'm looking at it here in television. I think, well, you can see, I think, what is it for a king?
We'll have to wait for the blue box to... Oh, should we put the... Let's put the thingy up, shall we?
I think it's...
I
think it's round about £500.
Yeah, here are all the prices. So the single is $360, and again, that would be the price for the standard, right?
Yeah.
Right, so you're saving 189 quid. That is because you get the premium plus, the top of the range, basically, for the price of the standard. 450 for the double, 500 for the king, and 550 the super king for us. This is the only part, Ray, of the Mulberry Silk family that I've not tried yet. And you know why? Because my bed frame broke. And also, I was thinking about moving.
That's why you're now on a diet.
That's why, well, precisely. Plus, I put all my huge, heavy stainless steel lighting stands under. It's a storage bed.
Rob.
No, but a lot of it was the fact that I'm fat. But so I've got to get a new bed frame. Now I know I'm staying in the flat where I am for now. I'm going to get a new bed frame, and then I will get a Cocoon mattress.
No problem.
Finally, that torturous mattress that I've had for 6 years, I can throw it away. I'd like to take it out to some park and just set fire to it.
You know, you actually have to pay to have them taken away now. You have to them picked up.
No, sure, yeah.
You know, but can I tell you something? It is a medium firm support mattress.
Yeah.
The difference between this and a lot of mattresses is purely and simply the quality of the fabrics, also the standard of manufacturing.
Yeah, of course.
You're buying from a company who have got a marvelous reputation, ladies and gentlemen. This is something special to sleep on. I've slept in one now for over just short of 5 years, and I can tell you, I'm overweight. I have a bad... When I was 23 years old, I had a slip disc cut out my back, and I've had a weak back ever since. I would say on the pain level, my back would be roughly 7, on a standard 1 to 10, it'd be 7 to 8. Now, I'm not saying this will happen for everybody. When I started sleeping in this, it dropped to around about 3. It won't take the pain away forever, but it will reduce it tremendously, simply because you're lying flat and your body is supported. You're not overheating. It's easy to turn over in bed with it. They reckon the average person turns over in bed between 15 and 20 times every night.
But you're not supposed to.
No,
you're supposed to wake up pretty much where you fell asleep.
That's
a sign you're not sleeping properly.
Yes.
You wake up. Get one of these apps if you want. If you look, why don't you get one of the apps while all this stuff is on its way to you that measures your sleep? Do that, before on whatever it is you're sleeping on now. Then when you get onto the cocoon mattress and you've got a nice mulberry silk duvet over and you've got your head on a mulberry silk pillow, then measure your sleep again and see how much it's changed. So can I just get this right? We've talked about the temperature regulation of silk. We've talked about the moisture wicking capabilities of silk. The fact dust mites don't live in silk because they hate it. Is that basically everything that's in the top layer?
Yes. And don't forget, this is the pillow top version. This is with an extra...
The pillow top is just silk, right?
Just silk.
Just like in the 100% silk inside.
Absolutely fantastic, Rob. Any viewer who's in the market for a really good mattress, you won't get better than this. And the price is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It'll come in a large box, wrapped up, unwrap it. You don't have to keep the packaging. Get rid of the packaging. If you want to send it back, and I don't think you will, I don't think you will. If you want to send it back, we send you a special bag. We pick it up. You've got 60 days to try it. What have you got to lose? Trust me, trust Rob, trust the company.
You can't say fairer than that.
No.
I mean, and the fact is that when you get it at home, you can do everything on this mattress that you would do on your other mattress. And I am alluding to the fact that, if you're a couple and you're active sexually and you make love on your mattress, then that's perfectly acceptable, yeah.
Any lady going through the menopause, please buy yourself a silk duvet. Can you imagine? Just think about this. If you can afford it, buy yourself a nice silk mattress and a silk duvet. Now you're sleeping on top of silk and underneath silk.
Yes.
And just like that little silk,
cocooned.
remember that little silkworm that lives within the cocoon, it's in the wild. It's not in, and that little cocoon.
What, that's where the phrase snug as a bug
in a rug.
Yeah, comes from, apparently.
No.
No? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to research that. But what I'm going to say, Rob, is that
true. It's
that little silkworm is living in that for 35, 36 days in the wild.
Yeah.
And the temperature changes. When I drove down from Scotland this morning, I drove through wind, rain, sun, wind, rain, sun. So this silk fabric changes with the weather. And if you're overheating in bed, a mattress like this, a duvet like this, is something you should invest in. It's the best money you'll ever spend.
And again, why would any self-respecting businessman or businesswoman or business person or business pet, business entity...
10-year warranty.
I was going to say 10 year.
Forgot to mention
10 year. Why would you offer a 60-night sleep trial where anyone could send it back at any point, and then it has to be destroyed, can't be resold?
Can't be resold.
You're out. That's
Nobody
your
wants
loss.
it.
You lose that money.
Yeah.
Because you have to give the money back to the customer, and also then give them up to 10 years. If anything goes wrong with the mattress, you just replace it. Do you repair or do you replace?
Replace. The bedding authorities, Rob, reckon you should change your mattress every 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Because of the bed bugs. Let's not talk about them again.
No.
But the bed bugs, because it's a horrible subject. People know they're in the mattress.
This is the dust mite free mattress.
Yes. People know they're in the mattress, but they hate to be reminded.
Yes.
So let's not talk about that.
Not even talk about it.
But I can assure you, when you buy this mattress, if you are not totally and completely satisfied, you can have your money back. You've got 60 days to find out.
And take the packaging off, put your own bedding on it.
Yep.
Hopefully it will be mulberry silk. Egyptian cotton and mulberry silk, that's the way to go. And enjoy it. This is an upgrade. This is a sleep upgrade. It's a lifestyle Upgrade.
And as an extra bonus, you're getting the Premium Plus with the extra layer of silk on top.
Yeah.
The pillow top silk on top. So the mattress is packed with silk, the pillow top's packed with silk. That's extra comfort. You're getting the Premium Plus for the price you would normally pay for the standard premium.
It's extraordinary. It really, I can't wait to get one. Honestly, and at the minute I do, I'll report back. But everyone that I know that's got these just absolutely raves about them. I mean, by the way, the Mulberry Silk Company, the official Mulberry Silk Company, they are absolute experts in. That's all they make, sleep products. They are absolute experts at it and have been doing it for 30-something years.
36 years now. Just turned 36.
So it's not like some bloke just said, well, we'll have a bit of this. It's not like a pick and mix. You know what I mean? This is it's years of research and development at a great expense. Listen, what we're going to do, I think it's time now. You've seen everything, okay? Remember, you have an unconditional, no quibble, money-back guarantee from Arcade Sales on every single thing that you buy tonight. Your money's safe. And when you sleep on these, your sleep is safe. So please check out now, because a lot of the items are in danger of selling out. I'm not saying that for hype. I'm just saying that to save you coming back later today and then trying to buy, for example, the king-size duvet, and it says sold out. So you do you check out when you're ready, but only as soon as you know you want these now and decide that you're going to pay immediately to get them. And we'll be back with more in a mo.
ShopOnTV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with ShopOnTV. At ShopOnTV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently, and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way, from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m, Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m, and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with ShopOnTV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with ShopOnTV. ShopOnTV broadcasts across the nation every day from midnight to 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV, and midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcasts are also streamed on our website at shopontv.co.uk and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. So, why not make it your daily ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest on offer? Outstanding quality, incredible value and superb savings with ShopOnTV. After you've ordered from ShopOnTV, we aim to deliver your purchases as quickly as possible. Postage and packing charges cover standard UK delivery, which is normally 3 to 5 working days, though depending on the carrier, you could receive your products sooner. Certain items may be offered with expedited delivery for a nominal extra charge. We'll give you a delivery estimate every time you place an order. Not going to be home or prefer to have your packages arrive at a different address? No problem. Just enter the destination information when you check out. Once you pay, it's on the way from Shop on TV.
Strangely enough, this is Shop on TV. Can you believe that, Ray? I know. Well, it's so good to see you.
Okay, Rob.
Honestly, I not only do I love you as a person, but I love you as a business person of great repute and
Thank
also
you.
great integrity. One of the things when we set up Shop on TV, because I don't say this to boast, but aside from being a presenter, I'm the head of TV here, and because of my years of doing this, and one of the things that I learned in the early days from the original shopping channel, which I still to this day adore and miss hugely, is that it was founded on honesty, integrity, trust, and those sorts of values, and so I said that was our acronym for our mission statement, if you like, HIT, to be a hit. Honesty, integrity, trust, and you embody that, imbue that, and ooze it from every pore.
Well, we do our best.
But you sell a great product. You know, if you were selling Flim Flam and, you know, if you were selling, what do they call it, snake oil, then you'd have been out of business a long time ago.
Well, we've been in business 65 years.
Amazing.
And it's a long time.
Yeah.
And as I say, I'm more or less retired these days. I only do television. My son Martin runs the business.
Yeah.
And
But he's a great guy too. So
yeah,
follows in his
and
dad.
we do our best.
Hasn't fallen.
All I can tell any viewer who decides to buy any of our products tonight, when you phone our office, we will do our best. If you have any complaints, any problems of any description, we will do our best to make you a happy person.
Indeed.
It's as simple as
We're
that.
going to go back to the duvet and start from scratch, and we've got we'll do some emails as well. Before we do, really important question: are you good for Evian, or do you need some more?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I've got one coming in for me. Discount Dragon, that's where we get them from. So we've got a show on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, or should we do some emails quickly? Have we had emails, Leslie? Some hellos and things, weren't there some? So James and Philip say hello.
Hey,
hello,
hi,
James and Philip.
Hi, Philip.
They said, what a great show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very nice of you.
Yep. Anyone else? Oh, that's it. Oh, Annie. Okay.
Annie. Hi, Annie.
Anthony was asking about the duvet cover as well, which we answered. Joseph as well. Joseph, he sent us some lovely points, apparently, which I shall read after the show. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph, he's been using his chat GPT and he comes up with all these things about the products we do, which is lovely. So thank you very much for that. Although there ain't a lot that we don't know. Even Jamie Martin, the CEO of Shop on TV, called me tonight while I was on the way in, because he's got, you know, we converted him to Albury
Jamie
Still.
Martin, when this shopping channel started 7 or 8 months ago now, and the first week, the first show I came in, he said to me, he met me with my son Martin.
Yes.
He said, I'm so pleased that you've come along to our channel. He said, I know you've been in another channel for 20 odd years. All the presenters on that channel are telling me how good your product is.
Yeah, yeah.
So he ordered, if I remember correctly, 2 duvets and 4 pillows. 1 duvet for himself, 1 for his sister, 2 pillows each. The second visit I came in, he said, your stuff's wonderful, you know. And he ordered 2 mattresses as well. That's the man who owns this shopping channel. And all I can tell you is this: he has access to every type of duvet known to man.
Yeah.
This is the one he plumped for.
But
simply because other presenters recommended it.
Well, and I mean, because he asked me a lot, you know, I've known him for probably 20 years, and I think I was possibly the straw that broke the camel's back. But he called me tonight, and because now he's got it. He's so enthusiastic about it. He said, "You got to tell, right? Okay, you know, you can sleep under the other duvets. You keep taking them on and off all night, right? And they keep you awake. But this one, you can put it over you, and you never get too hot. You should tell the viewers that." And I'm like, "Yeah,
We do.
that's what we've been doing for the last 20 years." But no, it is transformative.
Yeah.
You might think it's stupid when I say this is going to change your life, but it blooming does.
Most people, as you know, when we do a live presentation, most people overheat in bed.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, they get too hot. They're waking up in the middle of the night, covered in a thin film of sweat, duvet off, duvet on, duvet off, duvet on. Now they're awake, Rob, when they should be asleep.
Yeah.
And you cannot put a price on a good night's sleep. The average, from what I understand, the average male in Britain lives to be 78 years old. And if you live, well, I'm 82 now, so I've passed that.
Yeah.
But if you live to you're 78 years old, you're going to spend 26 years in bed. 26 years. Why lie in a bed overheating for 26 years?
I know.
Get a duvet that lets your body breathe, keeps you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And that's exactly what this duvet does. There's only two parts to it, the top cover and the filling within the top cover. The top cover is Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Anything over 180 is considered to be luxury. And the filling within the top cover is AAA grade mulberry silk. And if you go into Google or Wikipedia, type in all about silk, they will tell you within the silk industry, the professionals within the silk industry, they consider mulberry silk to be the king of silks, and they consider AAA to be the best of the best. So you're getting something special when you buy this. You won't have to replace it in 7 or 8 years' time. The duvets we have in my bed at home are now 30 years old. My wife washes them on average 3 or 4 times a year. I would say possibly 3 times. Wash them a cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry, once or twice a year on a warm sunny day. If you're lucky enough to have a garden, pop them over the washing line in the garden, and the UV rays of the sun, Rob, totally purify and cleanse.
Can I say, actually, if your duvet is not that dirty, you could wash it on a cold wash if you
yes,
wanted to, couldn't you?
Cold wash, 30 degrees,
Oh, or even 0 degree, you know, for any sort of eco-conscious people out there. Also, just so you know, a little bit of advice. My pillows, I use this particular product with, and also the duvets too, because the duvets, they don't have covers on, because they look beautiful on their own, and white and grey is my kind of aesthetic at home. If you do have any stains, there are other brands available, but Vanish is a well-known stain remover, right? And it comes in a powder. Don't use the powder. Also, you can get a liquid gel. Use the liquid gel version, which is rated for silk. The powder's too abrasive, but the gel is fine. So just make sure you use a gel and make sure it's safe for silk if you buy any of those stain removers. No bleaches, obviously, or caustics or anything like that.
It's wonderful. And the nice thing about it is, we must come back to this. It is approved and recommended by the United Kingdom Allergy Board.
Oh, yeah.
Now, remember, the Allergy Board in the United Kingdom are based in Warwick University, and they're very difficult people to satisfy. And I say that as a compliment.
Sure,
sure. They have tested our duvet, and they are telling you there in print that dust mites simply do not like silk. Silk is a protein similar to your hair, and dust mites will not get near silk. It's as simple as that. So you'll find if you have allergies, I'm not saying this will cure them. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner. I wouldn't dare make a statement like that. But what I can tell you, if there are no dust mites in your duvet, if you have allergies, you're walking in the right direction.
Yeah, if you remove the allergen, then it can only help, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Simple.
I do that because I had a course of injections. I'll never forget it when I was a kid. I was probably about 10, something like that, for dust mite allergy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
in those days, I mean,
my son Martin is with me. I have 4 sons, but my son Martin is with me here tonight. He suffers in the hot weather in the summer with hay fever.
Right.
It's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So dust mites are the enemy. People with emphysema, people with anything where dust mites affect, you know.
Sure, COPD, anything breathable.
Asthma.
Breathing in, asthma,
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, this is not a cure, but because I had very bad asthma when I was a kid, and my son had very bad asthma, and we were always advised that, you know, my mum would go around and literally dust every single day.
Yeah, I'm led to believe that, I'm not sure if this is the correct figure, but I think it is. I'm led to believe that 1 in 7 children born in Britain today have asthma.
Really? Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you can only help to it can only help, and it can only help to alleviate the problem by taking the allergens out of the bedding. Because back when I grew up, we did have duvets eventually, but it was blankets.
Duvets first came into being around about 1960.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, 63.
Okay.
Before that, I remember going back when I was a child. Well, I was born during the war years, but when I was a child, we slept under what was available. I remember where I lived in Glasgow, we were not particularly well off. We slept under coats. We slept under anything.
Really? Did you?
As children. Then we had patchwork quilts. Remember that?
I remember patchwork quilts and blankets. That's what I remember.
Blankets,
yeah. Woolen blankets.
Yeah. And incidentally, anybody who's bedbound, we haven't mentioned this, anybody who's bedbound, obviously, they eat in bed, they have their hair washed in bed, little accidents happen. This is the duvet for you, because if you have to wash it in the machine quickly. The largest one we make is a Super King. It weighs 2.5 kilos. That's less than 2 small bags of sugar. So you can wash it in a standard UK washing machine, have it back in the bed quickly within a couple of hours, put it in the tumble dryer, dry it. You never have to pay to have it dry cleaned or laundered. In my local supermarket, they have a franchise operation there. And I noticed they have a little thing up in the wall the other week. To have a duvet laundered in that supermarket was £35.
I believe it. Or actually, Elise, the young lady that co-presents with me, she'll be a presenter on the channel, but also she's a fabulous brand ambassador. One of I call them lifestyle ambassadors here at Shop on TV. And she was talking about the fact they have hollow fibre duvets, and she has to take them to the laundrette.
Yeah.
Because they're huge, and even though it's a few quid to do it, but it's all of the hassle of
and the inconvenience.
And the inconvenience. That's right. And then, although since she did the Mulberry Silk show with me the other day, she's a
convert.
I believe so. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if she is.
Well, we're in the summer. When I drove down here this morning, well, potentially we're in the summer.
Yeah.
When I drove down here this morning, we passed quite a lot of motorhomes and caravans.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Now, we exhibit at every major
I love this story. Go ahead.
We exhibit at every major caravan show in Britain. We have done for 65 years. Every major caravan show. And for 36 of those years now, we've been selling silk duvets. Yeah. Now, in the summer months, these caravan shows are usually held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? People come along on the Friday afternoon, put the awning out in the caravan or the motorhome, get the tables and the chairs out, get themselves organized, and then they start to walk around the trade stands. And they look at what's available to buy or not to buy. And occasionally we get somebody at our stand and they're not quite certain of whether they want a duvet. And this is what I say. I say, well, buy it, pay for it, sleep under it tonight in your motorhome or your caravan on the showground. If you don't like it, bring it back tomorrow morning and I'll refund every penny. Now, most people, given that option, they think, well, I've got nothing to lose.
Sure.
So they buy one.
Yeah.
30 to 35% of all the people who buy one on a Friday come back on the Saturday or the Sunday to buy a second duvet. And now the second one is for the home or the house.
Yes.
The duvet they're sleeping under at home, they've been sleeping under for 10, 15, 20 years, that goes to the loft or to the back bedroom or the guest room. Immediately they become a convert. You only have to sleep under this for 1 or 2 nights.
So sure.
And you know it's different. It's not an ordinary duvet. It's an extraordinary duvet. Sold with a 10-year warranty, a money-back guarantee, allergy board approved, the only one that is in the whole of Britain. And it's not only allergy board approved for Britain, it's allergy board approved for America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, all of the EU countries, 27 of them, Ireland, North and South.
Oh, and by the way, we
Roughly
do
30
ship to all, I forgot to say this. And this will go to Northern Ireland,
Northern Ireland,
the Highlands, and the Highlands.
no problem
everywhere
whatsoever.
with the UK.
No problem.
Yeah,
That's no problem.
brilliant. Sorry, we should have mentioned that.
Yeah, we should have actually.
Do you know what, Ray? We're about 2:20, coming up to 2:25 in the morning. So I'd like to do something a bit different, if that's all right, because
Okay.
I know I get impassioned about this, and we obviously we're hitting the basics, but you've been doing this for so long. I would love to hear some of the stories of you doing these shows and what customers have said, and have you got any standout experiences?
Oh, we have
share
nice.
with us?
You know, the British public, I go to different countries selling these. Not so much now as I used to. I still go to Canada and different places.
Yeah.
But I used to go all over Europe. But the British public, you know, they're very fair, you know. They're very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you're going to these shows, I've been going to the same shows since for 65 years.
That's amazing.
Since I was a boy, I left school.
yeah.
I left school as a young boy, 15, and I've been going to these shows all those years. And people get to know you.
Sure.
You know, people come to the same show year to year, and they come up, you know, they talk to you, and they say to me, you know, one lady come up to me, she made me laugh. She said, you know, she said, I've been watching you for years now, for the last 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah.
She said, you're here every year selling these duvets. She said, are they really all as good as you say? And I said, yes, they are. She said, well, will you be here next year? And I said, well, hopefully if I'm still alive, I'll be here next year. She said, if you're still here next year, I'll consider buying one. She says, I don't like rushing into things. And I thought, that's lovely, you know. But eventually, the moral to that story is this. We do go back every year to the same spot in the same show. And very often people come up to me and they say exactly that. They come up every year and they listen and they go away. And eventually, not all of them, but a high percentage of them, work it out for themselves. They think, this guy's here every year. He used to have black hair, he used to be thin. Now he's got grey hair and he's fat. He's been here for many, many years. Maybe what he's selling and what he's saying is correct.
Yeah.
And they buy one. And you know, they all say the same thing. They come back the following year or a year after, they say, you know, I did eventually buy one. I wish I had bought it years ago.
That's exactly what people say to me, because I have this weird thing, as you know, being on television, when you're offering something that is available for purchase, I think it's that skepticism about being sold to, and I get that, I totally understand that. But people, like tonight, I have poured my heart out, sorry, excuse me, poured my heart out with genuine passion about my experiences with my own duvets that are all my duvets, my pillows, everything that's my mulberry silked up to the hilt. And yet I'll bump into someone in the street tomorrow, or a friend will call me, I'll be talking to them on the phone, and they say, oh, I saw you on telly last night. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you
I know what you're going to say.
About how great that mulberry silk stuff was, you know. Yeah. Is it really that good?
They all say, people say that to me.
Yes!
It's like I mentioned earlier.
It is!
It's like I mentioned earlier in the
Yes!
show. The viewers some viewers maybe just tuning in might have forgotten what I said. When I was in the local supermarket a few months ago talking about the pillows, a lady said to me, she said, you're the man that sells the pillows in television, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I am. She said, are they any good? I said, yes, they are. And I burst out laughing. And she said, what are you laughing at? I said, well, you sell pillows in here, £5 each. She said, they're rubbish. She says, we know they're rubbish, we don't buy them. But the fact of the matter is, the supermarket, a large, well-known supermarket, are still selling them.
But you know
Staff
why?
know they're rubbish.
Yeah. You know why, Ray? So first of all, just to sort of piggyback off of that. So when people say to me, "Is it any good?" and I say yes. When you're face to face with somebody, or if they're a friend, and you tell them directly, then they go, "Oh," and then they go, "Oh, you were being truthful. Oh, fine." So then they go buy the stuff, and then they say what you said, which is, "I wish I bought it."
Well, 1 year ago.
I mean, it is extraordinary. But do you know what I think? And I'm sorry to say this, and it's going to sound very condescending, but I'm going to say it anyway because I don't care. The reason that others anywhere gets away with selling those hollow fibre, those rubbish pillows, is because people don't know what it's like to sleep on a good pillow.
No.
Because we've never really had good pillows in the existence of pillows, have we?
Well, the bedding authorities reckon if all pillows were sold with a money-back guarantee, the percentage it would be returned would be 60 or 65%.
Yeah.
You try and take a pillow back to a shop that you bought it from and say,
you
sorry, I
can't,
don't
yeah.
like this pillow. This is what they'll say. Under the Health and Hygiene Act, we're not allowed to take it back.
Right.
Because if you then give you your money back, they're not allowed to do that under the Health and Hygiene Act.
Yeah.
We sell our pillows with an unconditional money-back guarantee. Now, in the first 13 months we manufactured these and sold them to the public, the pillows, we sold 86,000 pillows in 13 months.
I mean, it is extraordinary.
We didn't get 60 or 65% returned. We got 19 individual pillows returned out of 86,000. Yeah. We actually were stunned. We expected to get more back, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the quality of the pillow is so high. The quality of everything, nothing beats quality. In the long run, nothing beats quality. And we just do our best to give you the highest quality products you can possibly imagine at an affordable price with a money-back guarantee. I can say no more than that, honestly, Rob.
Do you know, it's interesting because Ray and I have both been in what's called the direct response television business for infomercial, you know, the 30-minute infomercials you see at night. I mean, we've both been involved in those. So back to the very early days when they just started, and you know, we've been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt, haven't we? Yeah. But it's I don't blame, I credit that direct response television for the fact that we have these great that this pillow is here today.
Correct, because what's the point of selling 100,000 pillows and getting 90,000 sent back?
And it drove innovation, because the problem is, for thousands of years, since the very first pillow was ever invented, it was a sack with some filling in it.
Yeah. And as I said earlier, and I'm not just saying this, but the British public, I find, are very, very fair, by and large.
In person they are. Online I've found them not to be too great sometimes. Select few.
They're okay.
Spoil it for everybody. No, you're absolutely right. It's one of the things I missed when I lived abroad. Yeah. Was the British sense of humour and no nonsense.
Yeah.
Kind of attitude.
It's a great place to live, isn't it, Britain?
Yeah, it is. I think
it's a great place to live.
It is. It's great.
Yeah. Great Britain.
Great Britain, exactly.
Yeah.
Get yourself a pillow, ladies and gentlemen, or two. Why don't you stock up? It's just basically change
Most
all your
people buy
pillows.
two.
Spread the cost as well with PayPal Pay in 3. But the point, going back to sort of what I was saying, is that pillows haven't changed. Nothing's changed with pillows, really, up until when all of this got to find the better mousetrap stuff.
It's quite simple.
You know?
What makes the pillow different and the duvet different is the silk within the pillow.
Yes.
Silk keeps you warm in the winter, cool in the summer.
Yeah.
It wicks away moisture. It'll wick away 30% of its own weight of moisture or sweat.
Yes.
Anybody who overheats in bed, any lady going through the menopause, anybody who shares a bed with a partner who sweats or overheats in bed, silk self-regulates. Two people who like a different temperature in bed can sleep under the same duvet, be perfectly comfortable. Yeah. My wife in the winter likes the window to be slightly open, not wide open.
No.
Slightly.
Yeah,
open.
I do too.
I like it to be closed.
Right.
But my wife likes it slightly open, so we have to sleep with it slightly open because she's the boss. But I must. I'm frightened of her. But I must tell you, if you buy this duvet, you will sleep under it and you'll have the most beautiful experience you can possibly imagine.
It doesn't matter how many people sleep. If you imagine if there were a duvet that was, 20 meters long, and you had an extra long bed with, sort of 10 people lying in it, every single person under the same mulberry silk duvet would get their own bespoke sleep temperature, wouldn't they?
Simple as
because it regulates to your body temperature.
Yeah, and nobody knows why, only Mother Nature.
Yeah.
People constantly say to me at a live presentation, they say, how is it possible? What you're saying, how is it possible? Yeah. And I answer them honestly. I say, I don't know how it's possible.
Yeah.
Only one person knows, Mother Nature.
Yeah.
But every woman watching this, and most of the men watching will know this, it's a simple fact of life. Silk will keep you warm in the winter, really warm, and cool in the summer. And funny enough, you know, Rob, we sell lots of duvets all year round, fortunately.
Yeah.
We're very thankful to the viewers for their support. But this may surprise you. We sell slightly more duvets in the summer than we do in the winter.
I can believe that.
Because in the summer, people overheat. They get
Yeah,
really hot.
that's right.
And these days, when I was a young boy, my mother used to sleep, my whole household, we used to leave the windows open at night, wide open at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't do that now. People are terrified to leave the windows open
Oh, yeah, for sure.
in modern society. So they close the windows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the bedroom becomes really hot.
Hot and stuffy.
And that's where this comes into its own.
Well, because, I mean, I try to apply, if it gets really hot, a cold compress or something. This is almost like a cold compress. I mean, it wicks away moisture, keeping you dry from perspiration, and it temperature regulates it. I think it's the way that it dissipates the heat.
You know that lovely feeling, Rob, when you have, in my house, they call it clean sheets night.
Oh,
When you
yeah,
put
yeah,
fresh
yeah.
laundry on the bed, you've had a shower, you get into bed and you lie back and you think,
Yeah.
this is wonderful. You think, there is a God.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Yes,
This
yes.
is wonderful. That's the feeling you get every night when you sleep under silk.
Yes.
Remember, silk will not retain body odors.
Right, right.
If you simply drop it over the washing line in the garden, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, the UV rays of the sun totally purify and cleanse it. There are so many advantages of silk. The simple fact is, it's better than duck, goose feather, polyester, man-made fibers. It's the most beautiful, soft, luxurious fabric to sleep under. And it's so important when you buy anything to get value for money. And please remember, the price we are asking for this duvet this morning is less, just very slightly less than we were asking for it when we first launched it on television 22 years ago. The buying team here at ShopOnTV deserve a pat on the back. They're tenacious, they're clever people. They've bought all of our products at an advantageous price. Then they've done something wonderful. A lot of companies wouldn't do this. They've passed the saving on to the viewer. So now you can buy champagne for the price of beer. You're getting the best of the best.
And now we have the circle is complete, as they would say in Star Wars. You've got the whole sleep system now, because the duvet was always great, but then people were sleeping on rubbishy mattresses. And I know you do a mattress topper, or did used to, that I bought.
It's coming along next show.
Which is amazing. So if you're not ready to change your mattress yet, you can still get the benefits. It's basically just like the duvet, but with a gusset, what do you call it, an elasticated gusset.
Yeah.
So you're sleeping on as much silk as you are under as much silk, and that was transformative.
You're cocooned in silk.
Cocooned, that's right. But and with the pillow, because the other thing also during the summer or even during the winter, you know, your head doesn't get hot, so you're not doing that whole thing. You know, where you wake up and you've got a hot head, and then you turn the pillow for it to cool down, or it's all wet because you've sweated into it.
When this show finishes in half an hour or so, within 20 minutes, I'll be back in the hotel. My son and I will be back in the hotel. I take my pillow with me. I bring my pillow with me when I travel. I have it here.
Yeah.
When I travel, I bring it with me. This is the pillow I sleep on at home. This pillow is 5 years old. I sleep on it 7 or 8 hours every night. It's been slept on for roughly 15,000 hours. It's been washed at least 20, possibly 25 times. Wash it a cold wash, 30 degrees, tumble dry or line dry. When you wash it, it cannot and it will not lose shape. The reason being, the silk within the pillow is long fiber. Each strand, Rob, is over a mile long.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not little pieces of silk
Yeah.
cut up and thrown
So
in
the
any
box
old fashion.
cassette make
it's
it
put in
support.
a certain fashion.
Yeah.
Right? In the middle of the pillow, you have a little pocket of fibre to support your neck and shoulders. All the way around that, it tells you on the label. We're not trying to hoodwink anyone. All the way around that, you have layer after layer after layer after layer of mulberry silk. AAA grade mulberry silk. The top cover is Egyptian cotton, 230 thread count. Anything above 180 is luxury. So you are buying something special. I sell this pillow on my website. You can only buy it from two people, from my company or from ShopOnTV. I sell them on my website at £60 each and £5 postage. That's the true value of this pillow.
Yeah.
You can buy them from ShopOnTV for £40. I would advise anybody to buy a couple. Put them in the bed and try them. And if you don't like them, you're not married to them. You don't have to keep them. You simply send them back.
Do you know what occurs?
We'll refund your money.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Apologies. What occurs to me is, we're talking about the fresh bedding night.
Yes. Lovely.
Well, for most, it is, isn't it? But for most people, they're not living the full dream, because it's fresh bedding in terms of it's a fresh duvet cover, and it's a fresh pillowcase, and it's a fresh fitted sheet, right? But the duvet cover, in most cases, is going over an old manky duvet that's been sweated into for years, never been washed, stained probably.
It's surprising,
And the same
Rob.
with the pillow as well. So this is, you get fresh duvet and pillow, and
It's surprising, if somebody were to ask me the average lifespan of the average person, we speak direct to the public 250 days of every year. We're at an exhibition somewhere. Today we were at the gardening show at the NEC. Next week we're at the Royal Highland. And we speak to public all the time. So we get to know by speaking direct to the public. And the average person, the duvet they have in the bed, believe it not, is about 12 to 15 years old.
Really?
I was speaking to one lady in Northern Ireland. She was a most beautiful old lady. She came from Enniskillen in Northern Ireland. And she told me she was sleeping under the same duvet that she had got when she was married in 1961. So
Mulberry silk duvet or some other?
No, not silk, just a regular everyday.
Oh my God.
Whatever it was filled
Whatever
with.
it was, yeah.
But that's 60 odd years she'd been sleeping under it.
It must have been almost 100%.
So she was with her son. She was with her son, Rob.
Yeah.
And her son said, right, Mum. Well, they went away and the son came back. And the son said, I'm buying one for Mum. So he bought one for Mum. And a couple of years later, I was back at the Royal Ulster Show in Northern Ireland. And he came up, he said, do you remember me? I said, well, actually, I don't, to be honest. He said, I bought a duvet for my mum off you. She'd been sleeping under the same old duvet for ever so many years. He said, it's the best thing I've ever bought for
Oh, amazing.
I said, your mum's still alive? He said, yes. She said, she is. How old is she? He said, 97.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Talking about speaking to the public and hearing from the public, we've got some great testimonials as well. Here is the first one coming in any second. So these are from genuine ShopOnTV viewers. Heather and Gareth, they say, we bought a mulberry silk duvet 2 years ago and we adore it. Love the pillow too. Thought I'd struggle as I used to like a weighty duvet, but so love our silk one and use cotton cover so we feel beautifully bougie.
Lovely. Thank you for your letter and recommendation. It's appreciated.
Indeed, indeed. And here's another one. This is from... any second now. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. Lee in Ramsgate, Kent. Another ShopOnTV viewer. What a fantastic product. It does what it says on the tin. 5 stars plus. Quality and comfort. Hygienic, pure luxury. Hygienic is a good word, actually.
Hygienic is an important word where this is concerned.
Yeah.
Hygienic. Allergy board approved. The only silk duvet currently being sold anywhere in Britain that has that coveted certificate,
Yeah.
and we have it for over 30 countries.
But also, if you've got a cold or an illness or something like that, and you're sweating and coughing and spluttering, and I mean, the fact you can throw it all. I mean, it must be terrible for a partner who does, you know, hasn't picked up your flu or whatever it might be. You can go and wash all the bedding and
As often as you want. One lady
yeah.
said to me, I think it was at a Great Yorkshire Show or somewhere like that. She said, you know, I've seen you here every year. I'm going to buy a duvet, a double duvet. She said, my husband, he sweats like a racehorse. That was the phrase she used. She said it was so bad.
Yeah.
She said, I was thinking of getting separate beds.
Well, do you know, we had, actually, funny enough, the show I did with Elise last week,
Yeah.
we had an email from, I believe it was a gentleman, or a woman, a lady whose partner had, it's something like hyperhidrosis or
Yeah.
an excessive sweater, basically, and they bought the Mulberry Silk because they were hoping that would cure a problem, you know, in the bedroom at night with all the sort of the soaking of the sheets and the pillows, and apparently it did.
Most people, we keep coming back to this, when I'm doing a live presentation,
Vinny, yeah.
10% of all the people I speak to are perfectly happy with the duvet they have in the bed.
Yeah.
The other 90%, every single one of them, the problem they have, they overheat in bed. Not too cold, too hot.
Yeah.
And people get a shock when they see this for the first time.
I know.
Because it's so thin. But please don't confuse bulk with warmth. Silk is a low conductor of heat. It retains heat in a different fashion. To duck, goose feather, it's just beautiful to sleep under.
It honestly is. And you know, with all of those things that I hated. I'm very allergic to feathers, actually.
Yeah.
But the prickles that you get from the quills and the fact that they all clump because they all move around. You know, I don't know if you can wash that. You probably would have to dry clean them.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
You have to have them dry cleaned.
With a pillow, let's talk about a pillow because I imagine the same would apply with the duvet. But you can go to Harrods. I know this because of another pillow that we sell on the air. And you can go to Harrods and you can spend over £100 on a pillow with the most luxurious down, you know, filling or whatever. But the trouble is, as soon as you put your head on it, all the down parts to one side, and you've got a couple of inches of your head above the mattress. Nothing else compares.
Listen, Rob, and I'll say this in all honesty to any viewer watching. We are not the only company in the world that makes a decent pillow.
No, for sure.
But what I can tell you is this. Unless you're sleeping on silk, you're not sleeping on the best pillow.
Right.
I think most people would agree the most famous fabric in the world is silk.
Yeah.
It's known the world over,
No,
silk.
I know.
Now, if you're sleeping with duck, goose feather, it's not as good as silk. It doesn't matter if you pay £100.
Paul, our director, just said, until air can be fashioned into, what did you say, Paul? Until air can be fashioned into what? Into a pillow shape. Then, you know, this is as good as it's going to get, because the fact is, and I've said this for years, a pillow needs to have two properties in order for you to sleep properly. It has to be supportive and it has to be comfortable. And if you to get the support a lot of people need, they buy a firm pillow, which is then uncomfortable. So it does one but not the other. Or if you get a really comfortable, lovely pillow, which is where all those sort of downy things come in, it doesn't have the support. So again, it fails 50% of the duty that it's supposed to perform. With this, you get both. It does both things. You get the support. And by the way, I would say I would never recommend you have two of these, one on top of the other. It would be too much. If you are someone that normally does like two pillows, what I tend to do, because it holds its form, I don't stick my arm under do the Superman pose or any of that. But I will just punch it. I'll just kind of form it into shape. I'll just fold it, kind of make it into a lump.
Most people, myself, sleep. Oh, I have two of these pillows in my bed.
Do you really?
Yeah, most people.
One on top of the other?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
But I sleep in one like this. You call it the Superman pose.
Superman pose, yeah.
But I sleep in one. But every lady will tell you, you always want a pillow the same shape and size the other side of the bed. So most people buy two pillows.
Yeah.
Well, they're the only.
See, I find it's the only pillow because you have to have the right spinal alignment,
Yeah.
you know, and your what do you call it, your throat and your esophagus needs to all be sort of open, your airways open and things like that. So I find that it's the perfect kind of loft for me. And if it's a little bit too not quite enough, I just plump the pillow out like that. And then I can keep my arm, and then I don't sleep on my arm, and my arm doesn't go to sleep.
And remember, they are the standard UK size.
Yes, yeah.
And you can wash them in any machine. They'll fit in any standard UK machine. And at this price, I sell them for £60 each and £5 postage. You're buying them here for £40. And I must tell you,
And buy a couple. I mean, listen, a lot of people have one to sleep on. What if you've got a double bed or a king?
So they marry
So they marry up. Or, I have two and I sleep alone. But I have one for sitting up in bed and I have one for lying down in bed. I do, because I have one. By the way, I forgot to say, Mr. Raymond, my duvet, my single duvet, you know that one I bought during lockdown, it paid for itself. Do you know why?
No.
Because for the last, how long ago was lockdown? 4 years? Barely ever turned the heating on in the house in the winter.
Yep.
Because if it gets a bit chilly at night, we get the single duvet out, my son and I, we stretch it across ourselves, and that is all the warmth we need.
And incidentally, again, I'll just mention it quickly, it's just another advantage of this. Because it's so light, because it's so flexible and so manageable, one person can get it into the top cover with ridiculous ease. You don't have to have muscles like Tarzan. So one person can do that beautifully. And another thing, because my wife is not particularly well and she has to have special equipment in the bed, I sleep in a separate bed from my wife. It wasn't always the case.
No.
Now I have to. So when I get up in the morning to make the bed, this is so light and flexible. Give it a tug here, give it a tug there, pull it down over there. That's the bed made. Yeah. As simple as that. Takes less than 20 seconds.
It is phenomenal.
It's all bonuses.
It's all, but you can only win with this. Yeah, if you've not slept, and this is why we say with the money back guarantee, the no quibble money back guarantee, because until you slept on a mulberry silk pillow, until you slept under a mulberry silk duvet or on top of a mulberry silk or a cocoon mattress, people don't know what they don't know. You don't know what you're missing because you've never experienced a different way of sleeping, which is the way of sleeping. It's kind of nature's way of sleeping because they're natural fibres. If you've got a man-made fibre pillow and duvet, or if you've got any kind of feather in your pillow or duvet, you have not and are not getting the best night's sleep you can, because I know for a fact there's no other way it can be, because you will overheat under those. So you will be getting toxic sleep. You will be waking up intermittently. And once you're awake, I bet sometimes you're like, oh, while I'm up, I might as well have a pee. And then you wake up a bit more. And then how long does it take you to get back to sleep again? And then how long before you wake up again and repeat that whole cycle? So you might sleep for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, or even 10, 11, 12 hours if you're really tired, and still wake up feeling tired. That's because you're not sleeping properly. And these products are designed to make you sleep the way nature intended. I mean, you know, in the old days, hunter-gatherer days, I mean, we had animal skins, right? Which were, I presume, breathable. Or we would sleep with nothing but close to the fire. You know, we didn't have all these sorts of things surrounding us that are made of artificial ingredients.
But just mention again quickly something which is very important to my way of thinking. If you have anybody who's unfortunately bedbound, my mother-in-law, she died when she was 93 years old. Wow. She was quite a tiny lady. Yeah. For the last 2 years of her life, she was totally bedbound in hospital. And we used to go and visit. The hospital was only a mile from where I live. So one of our family was always up every day, twice a day to see her. She never complained apart from one thing. In hospitals, they didn't use duvets, they used blankets. Yeah. And the blankets used to press down on her toes and her knees, and she found it made her ache. Now, this duvet is breathable. It lets her body breathe. So anybody who's bedbound, buy them one of these duvets. People who are bedbound, they get washed in bed. They sleep in bed, obviously. They get washed in bed, they eat in bed, they have their hair washed in bed, little accidents happen. Take the duvet off, wash it quickly, dry it quickly in the tumble dryer, have it back in the bed within a couple of hours. You never have to pay to have it dry cleaned. And the level of comfort it will give anyone who's bedbound is unbelievable. Allergy board approved, no dust mites, 10-year unconditional money-back guarantee. And although we guarantee it for 10 years, the duvets we had in my bed at home are now 30 years old. I constantly get people who come up to me at a live presentation and they just give me the thumbs up. They say, got one, had it 20 years, 22, 23, 25 years. They just give me a little wave and they continue walking. And people love this product because it's value for money. It gives them total comfort. It's hygienic and it's clean. It's just a pleasure to sleep under. Try one.
Carol was asking about how to wash it. Cold wash 30 degrees or cold wash up to 30 degrees?
Yeah,
you
no
know,
problem. And it won't lose shape and it won't clump up because the silk within the duvet, Carol, each strand is over a mile long, unbroken in one piece. They stitch it around the perimeter. It can take 2 skilled operators a day to a day and a half to make one duvet. That's what you're buying.
Carol was asking, do I have to take it to the laundrette? No.
No.
Even the Super King
weighs
is
2.5 kilos.
Yeah, small enough to fit into a regular front-loading 7.5 kilo standard UK washing machine.
2.5 kilos.
Yeah.
That's less than in weight
With room
than
to spare
2
as
small bags of sugar.
Indeed. Also, other questions we always get about, can we use a duvet? You don't have to use a duvet cover. This is perfect. It's
The
got a
the
cover
top
already.
cover is long fiber cotton.
Yeah.
Research that, please. I'm going to. We haven't got time now. Going to Google Wikipedia. Long fiber cotton, extra luxurious, extra special, extra long lasting. No problem.
The other thing is, if you want to use a duvet cover, again, just make sure it's a natural fibre like
Mulberry Silk are a Canadian company. I go to Canada selling these. I'll be there in 2 weeks' time. And I would say 70% of all the people in Canada who buy one don't put a top cover on.
We have another question from a viewer who I can only assume has just tuned in because they asked, what are they filled with?
Silk. No,
yeah.
I'm being frivolous there. They're sold with AAA grade mulberry silk, which is officially the highest grade silk you can get. If you doubt that, there's no reason why you should doubt it, but if you do doubt it, go into Google or Wikipedia and they will tell you that mulberry silk
There it is, the long fibres.
is considered to be the king of silks, the best silk in the world.
There is really nothing else like. I don't even know. I'll have to research if there are companies that even make it with the full length fibres. Remember, these are unbroken.
Well, yeah, companies like Marks and Spencer's. I got some sports shirts from the autograph range within Marks and Spencer's recently. Yeah. One of my little granddaughters bought me a couple of sports shirts, and when I was reading the washing instructions, the Marks and Spencer's were taking particular pride in the fact that within the autograph range, which is slightly more expensive than the everyday range, they were using long fiber cotton. Long fiber cotton is extra soft, extra luxurious.
Yeah.
And the reason it's extra soft and extra luxurious is picked by hand, it's not picked by machine. If it's picked by machine, it stresses and breaks. If it's picked by hand, it doesn't. So we're using long fiber cotton, long fiber silk. Can't get better.
There literally isn't. If you said, yes, this is a lovely duvet, but where can I buy the best duvet in the world, made from the very best in quality materials in the world?
Quite simple. Shop on TV.
This is it. That you can't buy better quality silk anywhere on the planet, and you can't buy better quality. What's it called? Cotton.
Yeah.
I suppose you maybe a slightly higher thread, but the thread counts are all a myth anyway.
Oh, yeah. And can I tell you something else? What it boils down to is simple. You're being offered a high quality product at an affordable price and a money back guarantee. It's an investment. You won't have to replace this in 6 or 7 years' time. You're buying something which we estimate will last you the best part of your adult life.
If you buy these for younger members of your family, they probably will still be sleeping under them when they're middle-aged.
That happens all the time. I get people coming up when we're doing a live presentation. A lady came up recently. She said, I want a single duvet. I started to tell her the advantages. She said, stop. She said, I've had one off you for 32 years. She says, I'm buying this for my son who's going to university.
Right.
And he's sharing a flat with other boys.
Yeah.
She said, I want to give him a decent duvet and a decent pillow to go into bed with at night. And people say that to me all the time, Rob.
Oh, I know.
They pass our stand and they give me a little wave. They go, got one, had it 10, 15, 20.
Well, that's why I always say this is potentially the last duvet you'll ever need to buy. You buy this and you already are middle-aged, it could outlive you. Just before we go, we've only got a couple of minutes left,
Okay.
Ray. I'm just going to tell you something I think that'll give you a giggle. So, you know, we always neglect, like you said, we spend a third of the day in bed, 28 years.
26 years for the average man.
For the average man. And yet we spend so little on things to make that a comfortable experience for us. Today, I was looking at a new TV and a new surround sound system that I'm about to buy. Have a guess how much the TV is?
£900?
Bit more than that.
12?
No.
15?
No.
2,000? Have you found somebody else's wallet, Rob?
£3,099, and the surround sound system is £1,699. So it's about £4,500, and that's just because I'm a TV buff. So I put.
Well, if you enjoy it, why not?
But that for when we're awake, we'll spend all this money.
It's quite
for
simple.
when we're awake.
If you enjoy it and you can afford it and you're hurting no one else, why not?
But also at night, if you need it and it's essential for life, and you'll feel so much better.
And comfort.
And comfort.
Allergy board approved.
Yeah.
No dust mites.
Yeah.
That's so important, to sleep with no dust mites in bed.
Yeah.
Clean. Perfect.
And that's why you do need, everybody needs mulberry silk. There aren't many things I'll say in life that you absolutely need, and there aren't many products that I'll say are the best that you can buy. Again, my opinion, can't guarantee that, everybody's experience is different. One person's dream is another person's nightmare, but everyone I've ever recommended this to has always said, oh my God, why didn't I get it sooner? You'll probably find the same. Do the mulberry silk challenge. The minute you get it the first night, put the duvet on you, and the pillow obviously behind your head, and wait and see what happens. You'll get to the perfect temperature and it'll just stay there. That'll be it. And you kind of go, huh, he was right. And if I'm wrong, and if everything we've said tonight is a load of old
Nonsense.
bananas, you get all your money back except the P&P.
No arguing in the telephone. No. When you phone our office, you speak to a live person, not a recording machine. We will refund your money if you don't like it with the same speed that we take it from you. Simple.
Ray, thank you so very much.
Rob.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And have a safe trip back up to Glasgow.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for watching. That's my weekend done with you. I'm actually standing in for Sean and Hayley on Thursday. So next week I'll see you Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And in the meantime, enjoy what's left of your week. Well, I suppose the weekend's over, isn't it? Enjoy your week. And we'll see you very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.